The scammers online spreading their lies, pumping stocks with dollar signs in their eyes. But we see through the noise, cut through the mold, calling out fraudsters. Truth be told, hey, expose the lies, let the story unfold. Truth be told, yeah, shining the light on the tricks they sold. No hype, no spin, we bring the facts, let the truth roll in. Fraudsters beware, your game's getting old. We're taking it back when truth be told. Truth be told. Truth be told. And the truth shall set you free.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Truth Be Told, the episode out of after Halloween. So I decided to dress up still, even though we mostly got that out of the way during the video game live stream where I was with Platinum. We had some fun being scared by playing Escape from the Back Rooms, or Escape the Back Rooms.
It was scary and fun.
It was also kind of a pain. Like that thing was always on top of you pretty quick.
Yeah, that's okay.
Also, it would help if my GPU didn't like crash in the middle of it. But
Yeah, somebody needs a NVIDIA GPU.
I just need a new GPU because it's kind of old. How are you doing, Amy? How has your week been? Good. Glad to hear. So we're going to obviously with the thumbnail, I think most people know our top story tonight will be our continuing coverage of not Bed Bath & Beyond, Beyond Me.
Bed Bath & Beyond Me.
There's too many Beyonds going on here in our
thing.
timeline. Too many Beyonds. But we do have a bit of a lead-in segment for it, so let's go.
You're tweeting locked up, but you missed the clause. 144D, yeah, that's the law. The notes converted, same owner's hand. That 6-month timer already ran. Same holder, same note, the time's accrued. Your take's wrong, your logic's skewed. That holding clock's been running long. You read the rule and still got it wrong. From $8 down to 160 flat, you yelled locked up, the market laughed at that. Tack it on, read the subsection, clown. It's been 6 months, so sit back down. No new registration required. Stop saying S3, it makes you a liar. Exempt from registration, restriction gone. They're free trading, bitch. Tack it on.
See, the problem is I don't think they read it, even when they said they read it. That's usually the problem here, right?
No, because he is highlighting things from the filings. And then
That doesn't mean anything.
He's just reading, but he's only reading what he wants to read
Bingo.
and hear and say, and therefore I can't do this.
Amy
The
gets
hat,
it.
like it's making me like look weird. Anyway, he's reading what he wants to read and then twisting it and saying, "I know that it says that, but what it means is like when he's talking about the
I'm
what he wants
surprised
it
I
to
haven't gotten a
yeah, like when he was talking
Echo.
about the AKA." He's basically saying, he said that they filed the AKA to change the 317 million shares to the 1 million whatever, even though I told them there were new shares coming. And like all they did was they had to amend the final totals in the final settlement.
Mhm.
They had to update that because the original 8K only had the ones that made the early tender. So they had to update it for the ones that made the second deadline.
So add
And
those.
so he's saying, but
Yeah.
he's trying to tell everyone, no 316 million bomb, and it's the real number is only 1 million. There's no dilution, like blah blah fucking blah, like it's all a fucking lie, like as if that would just disappear. And then
He knows it's a lie.
yeah, and then he starts saying shit like, oh, that would be true if they were talking about 2.03. And then he's like talking about the SEC, like he's just making shit up, like it doesn't exist. And I'm just like,
no.
You're not seeing the message. Look
I'm
at the
not.
chat.
What? Sorry. I don't see it. I don't see the chat.
Look at the
It's now
screen
up
then.
on the.
Oh. No. Straight up no.
Okay. But before we get too into
Nice
that,
try.
at the I think it was the middle of the week, the 27th. No, the beginning of the week, right? Yeah. So no, near the end of the week, we got an article from a friend of the show, Sean Williams, also known as AMC Scam, going over the lot. Basically, the conceit of the article is that this entire pump is not a short squeeze. It's based solely on lies and misrepresentations and misunderstandings by social media pumpers about what was going on in the company. And I don't think you'll get much argument on that. He also had another post that I think was pretty epic. He says, when these 4 clowns start tweeting about your stock, you might as well contact your accountant and seek out online tax software to find out the easiest way to take a tax loss for the current calendar year. So the first one is one of our favorites, Christian Shaughnessy. Then we've got Scam Investor. Then we've got Ham Portfolio Killer. And then we've got Theresa Barron.
I've never heard of that.
That's
one.
an oldie. That's really digging
Well,
down.
didn't she go like mainstream blue chips, right? For like she
pretends to, but occasionally, yeah,
she left the GameStop world, and now she trades the big guys allegedly.
Allegedly,
but she had to step back in for this one, apparently.
Yeah, and a couple. Well, what's funny about that is at the beginning she's like, "I wouldn't touch the
pumpers."
And then suddenly she was like, "Oh, actually, I'm getting all in on this." Bar, 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 bar. So yeah, as usual, she's consistently inconsistent in her lies.
Right.
The lies didn't stop there.
Oh God! Did you see the one with Leo?
Yeah, he's technically, from my understanding, there's been no news that he's withdrawn, but that was from like 2018.
2017.
Yeah, it was like this is old news that people have known for a long time, and they're trying to say, "Oh, if Leonardo DiCaprio's still in, I'm in."
You weren't in 2017 when he was in. Like all of these people are just like loyalists now that they're bagged in it. Like
that's how it always works. Yeah,
it's the same cycle. Did you see my new favorite? Have you seen my new favorite meme?
No, I don't think I have.
One second, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I'll bounce to our next one because
Here,
that
right
one,
here.
a couple people at least deleted. Like at least some people got honest after the fact about that one. Of course, once we ran out of the let me find it here real quick. Bam.
That's it.
I remember you
100%.
posting that. Yes, 100% accurate. Absolutely.
Like none of them started out wanting to be in a community. None of them started out wanting to save a company. No one started out wanting to change the market. They started
until
out
they get bagged,
thinking they were going to get rich in a stock, and they got
get rich
bagged.
quick.
Yeah.
So after we got rid of making up fake, press releases and absolute lies, we go to the normal baggy lies. It's been on the reg show list for 7 days, guys. Oh my God. Meaningless.
I actually don't think that was a lie. I mean, I think that's actually perfectly.
I get it. I get that the
considering-
fact that they're on the reg show list is true. The way it's being characterized is the lie, as it always has been.
Yeah, I remember being excited for Reg Show. Those were the days. I remember when SSR was fun. Those were also the days. I thought SSR actually meant anything.
You would expect it to be on the reg show list, considering they just issued,
A shit ton of shares. There was a bunch of day trading.
317 million shares, and then they had them. I mean, they had 37% trading. They had 63% of them locked up. They had a lot going on. Like, I'm sure that there is a whole lot of stuff happening in the background with settlement. They're dumping them as fast as they can. Like, shares are moving at a rapid pace. Like, this is like the most expected and normal time for something to be on the reg show
list. And in fact, most of those stuff are going to clear the next day off the reg show list.
Oh yeah, they've come.
But it's on there for 7 days because there's more trades even behind that, and it's just
there is, and that's what I'm saying. They're grandfathered in, right? So the more that they come in, the longer they stay on. And like, it's the same thing with Mullen, right? Remember when Mullen was on the reg show list because of all of the
Dilution from the
that
warrants.
he sold? Yeah. Like, it's the same thing. Just
another oldie but a goodie from the baggies is
no, Jen, we haven't.
shorts must cover by X time.
No, they don't.
We'll get to it in the meme stock section. There we do definitely have some meta stuff because all three of us I think have heard the hearing for the bankruptcy as of now. So yeah, we'll get to that later on in the show.
My headset is like making the dying sound already. I might have to switch to a different headset.
So now we'll get to the thing from Platinum's show. Platinum's music diss track thing, and that's the
144D diss track. What?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness! Because he just like the wannabe Hitler Youth guy just cannot stop. When even Ham Portfolio Killer,
oh my god,
is saying they sold. Like when one of your standard meme stock clowns is like going, no guys, it's over, guys. You gotta. I think that's when you gotta kind of call it. But no.
Well, X Market News was deleting tweets. Did you see Stomping Llama?
No, I did not.
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me find it.
Yes, please go find that.
And I can't. I don't keep a running total on his bullshit, but so I don't know what he's deleted. I just know that Stomping Llama replied to one of his tweets that has now been deleted. You can guess what it said. It's the same thing they always say. But let me see. Here we go.
Boom.
Let me share this with you.
I'll hide mine. Okay. Let me zoom in on it a little bit if you can.
So zoom in.
Yeah. So it's the text is a little bigger.
Okay. Stop it. All right.
There you go.
So he said, you're truly one of the most prolific purveyors of bad DD on X. It's been known that these wouldn't be registered since September 29th, press release, so on and so forth. So I'm guessing it's about 144, but he's deleted that. And so, right. So it's like, did you figure out what 144 means? Like
144D.
What?
144D.
Well, I don't think it's 144D. I think you're
well,
it is.
Reg D and 144.
We know that it wasn't because he found out what it was because, I'm skipping a little ahead, but like that will come up. I mean,
are you talking about, sorry. Yeah,
we'll get to that. Like we're almost there. Then we had Ocelot and the whole Cornell clause. Oh my gosh. Which was total LLM hallucination mode. Yeah. Where like because the article came from Cornell Law, where it has great like if you're looking for a definition for a legal term, that's where I go to get half of my stuff. It's a great resource, but when you feed it into an AI program and it's not in there. It's just who's hosting the site.
Well, I have several like that. Whatever Stockwitz guy like. When he was tagging Grok and then I would correct Grok and then Grok would correct the information. But then he would just like, he would take it again and ask it again. And it would say like, that's the problem with Grok. Like when it will give you the wrong answer. Even when you correct it, it will continue to give the wrong answer if you step away from where it gave the right answer.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
And then let me see here. I want to make sure I get the dates right on this timeline of events real quick. I think 1 day ago. So first, this came out, the new press release. What was this press release about again, Amy?
So I said bingo because right there I said friendly reminder. This was on October 27th. I said friendly reminder beyond roughly 3% of the bondholders did not make the early tender and settlement deadline and have until 10/28 to exchange. And then I put the part of it was in the press release. This is not a secret. I put that part in there, and I said that the final settlement would be on October 30th. Like, it's all right there. All you have to do is read. So I put total shares 326, freely trading 316, potentially incoming 10 million, because it was up to 326. So I said potentially. And so that was on October 27th, right? What was that, Friday before the market closed?
Yeah.
Okay. So then that one, when I said bingo, that was the press release saying.
Right. And then we got to the base. Well, it's a little hard to see on here because let me see if I can.
I mean, terrible redactions. Like, I don't know why people do the scratch out things. First of all you have to do is like super expose that and you can see your email address. So like, just a note for everyone, scratch outs don't really work. Just go on your phone and go to edit, put in add shape.
Crop it out. Yeah.
Well, no, put in add shape. I mean, like if you don't want to go through the trouble of cropping it out and all of that stuff, like put in add shape and make a small black box and put a black box over it, because you can't change that and nobody can see your stuff. Scratch outs, don't do it. Yeah. They can get your information.
Yeah. But especially when you don't completely cover it out,
right,
and leave gaps here.
But you can just manipulate it and expose and manipulate and expose, and the shit's there. So use a shape, a black box, and they can't. Yeah. You're welcome.
So they contacted investor relations, and investor relations, while we got cut off from the sent from my iPhone.
You need to read the original message, because like I posted this, that Stopwitz guy, when he said that they're not lawyers or whatever, and they don't know securities law. And I said, the original message is like almost verbatim the misinformation that you've been spreading, right? Like it's the new 326 million shares that were issued. Are these readily tradable by a retail investor? Or are they only issued to convertible note holders and unable to be sold to retail? If possible, could you please explain to me like I'm 5 and in layman terms, blah. But that's exactly what he's been saying, right? So trying to say that they're not SEC lawyers or they don't like blah, 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 that like whatever.
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah. Whatever deflection he was trying to use. I'm like, they quite literally quoted you. And his answer was, they are tradable.
Yeah. And he also added this where you posted the whole,
because he's lying.
They're deliverable and everything. And then
go to his tweet. Go to his tweet that I replied to there. It's important to keep it in context, right? So he's saying they just filed an amended 8K today, and yes, it involves convertible debt and share issuance. 8K confirms only 168 million new shares. But there's a lot of misunderstanding flying around. Here's what actually happened, what it means for dilution and why. So then we don't need to go through his whole tweet, but then he goes through and he's like, blah, blah, fucking blah. No 316 million share like bomb and blah, blah, blah. And he's trying to sell that the dilution was only 1.68 million.
Right.
What it is 1.68 million additional to the 316 million. And then when they filed their 14A for the special meeting, there's another addition of another 776,000 shares. So another bondholder got in under the wire. So like, and they have the option to extend the expiration period. So like, I don't know what.
Yeah, because they're the issuer.
Right. So I don't know if they have, I don't know, but it's not just 1.68 million shares. It's 1.68 million shares in addition to the 317 million they've already issued. And that's the part, and this is where that explanation is right there. Because guess what? If it is only 1.68 million shares, then they didn't clear out $1.1 billion worth of debt. Like, just use your little thinkers and try to make that math work. Yeah. If it's just 1.68 million, or then how are they clearing out $1.5 billion in debt?
And then he tried to clap back at you over that whole thing, and that
so he said, didn't work. Go back up there. He says it again. Look. That's AK reported the exchange offer settlement. The AKA corrected math in the disclosure. 1.684 million shares plus 1.004 million notes. It's a compliance correction, not a dilution event. What the
And then
fuck?
everyone in the comments is basically calling him out for being a lying piece of shit.
And that
No,
is
there's some that are like,
There's
did she
Platinum
even-
right here.
Yeah, they're like, did she even read it, Jen? But can you message Jen? I'm not sure what's going on.
Jen, I'm here.
I think she's wondering when we're going to get to the MMAT stuff, which is going to be later in the show.
No, because I turned my camera off because I was trying to like connect to different headphones, so I had to like go through the Bluetooth and all this other crap and blah blah blah. So I'm back.
Anyway, so yeah, there was a few in there, and yeah, Platinum replied, and then he says, what did he say? 316 million shares equals issued notes for shares under Reg D. I mean, float is small, simple as that.
Like, the thing is, he's like, until Beyond files a resale S3, it's like
they're never going to file an S3. They never have to file that.
But like, if you look at my reply, I said to him that he literally highlighted the fact that they're not going to register these shares. So
he's saying that
why are you saying there's going to be an S3? They already told you they do not plan to register them. They are exempt from registration. Stop saying S3. It makes you a liar.
But I know that this probably should have been saved for the like other meme stock section, but since we've had a point of calling out his Platinum, you're our we've already had one that was him and one that was someone else.
We're talking about Beyond Meat.
Beyond Meat, Jen.
Yeah. That's where we're at right now, is on Beyond Meat. That's our show opener for 2D. Does anyone know, hey, Platinum, you're our resident GameStop person. Did GME get to $24 a share by the end of this week?
No. That was on Friday that he posted that.
Yeah, it was.
He was calling out so much like big tech stuff right before
he
it
also
all off.
Called out on, I think it was Monday, to get beyond $2.
$3 beyond.
No, $2.50 calls. And they were $33 when he called it out and $0 at the end of the week.
Okay, so this week he was calling let me pull it up. I just want to make sure that I have the thing right. So it was the 11/28 $3 calls. Okay.
He also called out the $2.50 expired on 31st.
They closed the bid ask closed one spot 46 by 1 spot 61. Okay, they have 300% IV. It is November 28th, right? The special meeting where they're going to raise the authorized share count from 500 million to 3 billion and get the reverse split approval is on the 19th. What do you think happens then? And they have the vote. They don't need your vote. The shareholders voted.
Yeah.
The bondholders voted and they held 80% of the stock. Like, it's happening. So for 11/28,
it's like AMC all over again.
Oh, and a reverse.
You got 300% IV. You're paying, let's just say they catch the mid, because that's probably where they all are buying them, or they're slapping the ass because they're dumb. But for $1.60 is what they're paying for these contracts with 300% IV.
And for $110 a month, you too can lose money.
Yeah. See, this is the craziest. This guy is coming up with all these dumb takes, all these bad call outs on options and everything. And he wants to have the gall to charge $110 a month for his services.
Yeah. When really all he does is call out of the money calls. Like, he looks for, he claims to be looking at flow, but like, he was calling out SMCI this week and SMCI sold off. I mean, he's like, and he's calling out, like, it's just nonstop. He's like, SMCI $65 calls for, 11.19 swing or something like that, and the stock's trading at $51. So basically what he's doing is, I don't know if he's taking a position first and then saying it, or what he's doing, but like, he's chasing IV is what he's chasing. He's chasing, like, he's getting in before this IV
and then getting IV crushed.
Well, he's trying to get IV pump. But what ends up happening is that they're getting IV crushed. Yeah. Not on all of them. On the Beyond ones, yeah. Not on all of them. On some of them, they just buy them for $30 a contract and they go to zero.
Or he's doing like what we did with the GameStop ones, where he's buying them at like they were GME options way out of the money, trading at 1 or 2 cents, and then they just.
And then he tries to pump it and push IV to it.
And so he only pumped it 1 cent.
He calls himself a premium scalper.
Yeah, scalping his audience.
It's just another way to pump, but use options, right? Because you have the pumpers who try to pump the stock price, and he's trying to pump IV. That's really all he's trying to do.
Yeah.
And then even pumping IV didn't help him with his 250 call for this week.
I mean, how are you trying to pump IV on a fucking 300? Like, it's already 300% IV. Like, I get that the Beyond options in the week that it went up where was ridiculous, and it went even more ridiculous. Like, that's fine, but that's not something that happens all the time. Yeah, but that's all he does.
And then we got the whole
that's his service.
Let's turn a baggy investor into a martyr. Some, I guess, person from South Korea YOLO'd $55K into Bed Bath & Beyond shares at
you keep saying that. You're obsessed with Bed Bath & Beyond. This is beyond meat, Glorax.
Gosh damn. I can't help it. When you spent like what, 2-3 years talking about this?
It's Bed Bath & Beyond, and then it
is like Bed Bath & Beyond part 2.
I mean, this is why
like, this deal is like
back to BBBY, to tell you the truth.
Well, this deal is like the Hudson Bay Capital deal.
It really is. But
they're at least like these bondholders. They got the 3 people on the board. They control the shareholder votes. Like, they're
rubbing my axe.
I mean,
it's true. Yeah.
But then, like, they just all are like, putting your own life savings in another person's life savings. It's like,
oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I saw a post today about the family that all bought in for like 800 and something K.
Jeez.
See that post? 889K, like 4 family members.
And the guy who just said that is down 27%, by the way, just to make that clear. Then there's another guy here. I'm with you, friends. We must save our brothers. What the fuck?
My brother.
This is investing. This is not like some brotherhood of like. I guess we can start a new cult. We'll call it the Brotherhood of Baggies.
What about the sisters? You got no love.
Sisters are doing it for themselves.
The Sisterhood of Shills. I don't know. SOS.
I have been getting very nice messages from people saying how much they have learned.
That's good. I'm glad that
I had one last night who said that I saved him a bunch of money. I was like,
did he switch to Geico?
Yes, I saved him a bunch of money on his car insurance by switching to Geico.
Perfect.
But everyone's like, why do you do it? And I'm like, that's why I do it.
I've been having a lot of fun this week dealing with the people trying to troll in your comments by trying to attack you by basically asking them to post bags. I never get a response for that. So.
Never
post your burgers, your burger bag.
Yeah, like I learned this stuff along the way too. Like, I don't have all this stuff just in the top of my head where I can just, like I have to go look it up and I have to read and I have to understand it before I post about it. And like, so I learned too. Mm-hmm. It's not
exactly.
It's
like I figured the waiting period went based off of how long they held the bonds, but I didn't know it was exactly 144D and it was attacking provision.
Well, yeah, because they've held these bonds, like those bonds were trading for like 7 cents.
It doesn't even matter how long they've held them. It just depends on when they were issued, and they were issued 4 years ago. Right. Therefore, that is over 6 months. Therefore, they're able to sell them immediately.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is the whole point of it was that the bonds had declined so much that like they were trying to shovel out from that loss
or anything,
right?
Because anything would be a gain. Well, and it could be just the original bondholders that sold off, and these were like your value scalpers. Some of them, at least, I know a lot of people did that with AMC, where they bought them bargain.
Oh
bin
yeah,
at
I
the
mean, at one
bottom.
point the AMC bonds were trading for
That
like
was
5
the
cents.
real MOAS, was the
Yes.
AMC bonds.
Yes. I know somebody who actually like was looking at them at 5 cents.
I
and it's
am
like,
mad that I did not
kicks
get into that one.
themselves
Our
today.
group,
Yeah.
there were people in our group that were talking about that. I'm mad I didn't get into that when I did.
Yeah,
because they were
like
up like what 30% after the reverse split and conversion.
Oh
It was
god,
ridiculous.
they took it from 5 cents to par.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is like some massive loss porn here to be able to have
Holy
$1.5 million and just like shit, like 109
That's the one who
million
posted
down.
the packages of meat when I was like, why are they different
109,000,
colors?
excuse me. Like half of his total return on Beyond just straight into the furnace. Just like,
Well, and that average cost started much higher. He's averaged down.
oh, I bet.
But that's the one who
Aren't those
posted the
calls
meat.
though?
That's the one who posted all the meat, and I was like, why are they different colors?
Oh, we'll get to that. So we've got one here of Spence. We have another Spence buy. Do you want to guess? I'm going to take a guess what's below
I don't
here.
know, much higher than it is now.
This was October 29th, about middle of the day. So he's down a bit, but 550 more shares. So, yeah. Add that to the ones on Friday that he said he hadn't sold that we had mentioned last week. He's not doing hot. We're just going to put it that way. Speaking of which, I wish Ocelot was here for this because, oh my goodness, I was tempted not to post this because I figured he'd be using it for stupid tweet of the week.
Look at my response.
Yeah, what
Did you catch that?
What is he meaning to say here? What the hell is happening here?
He's trying to say form or fashion.
Yeah.
But he said form or
Everybody
fashion.
seems to think you can just dump shares into the market in any form or fashion without them being registered properly. That is, if that's the case, then everyone would do it. There's something else going on here. I believe those 300 million plus shares are set out on the market the way they were.
To read.
Yeah. Wow.
Is that no? They're not. I think he says. I believe those 300
someone's looking
million
to buy
shares
them.
are. He's trying to say ARE.
Or were set
He's trying
out
to say
into the market.
he's trying to say ARE, not OR. Not
Oh
O.
Jesus! Wow.
But he says the way they were specifically. So wouldn't that mean past tense?
That are set out into the market the way they
So
were.
he thinks
Wouldn't it
that
be
there's
more?
some
This
like
one is looking
whale
like-
that's going to come in and gobble up 300 million shares.
Well, he's saying basically saying that they're restricted for someone to come in and buy them all up.
Is it
Teddy? Hey, Teddy, it's going Ryan Cohen.
Whitey,
I heard it was
Whitey
Ryan
has a
Cohen.
question. What's your question,
Yes.
Whitey?
Yeah, hit us up. What do you got?
But look, form or fashion, it's form or fashion. Like,
This is FUD.
come on. You don't mean
This is
form or
grammar FUD.
fashion.
I
mean,
we also
it's just
have,
like what?
I still don't know what he's saying.
we also have a vibrator moment. So he says it's going down. Like there's a hidden retest, like at 50 cents. Like if it's a hidden, then like where's it? Yes, we're going to get to the Michael Burry tweet, but it's a little bit.
Oh,
later.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah. We'll get to it when we get to our AI bubble segment. But he says it's going to go up to $3.10 or $3.85. Like shit, it is.
Oh dear, that's your red flag right there. Beyond holders.
Like anytime
Well, because
that
you're not
he
gonna
gets
be-
bullish on something, it is
It's
a
bad
bear
news.
indicator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
we'll
at
get
this point, you're not going to be able to do it again, right? Because people have already watched it go up and collapse back down to $1.60. So, like convincing them to, try their luck again with that. I mean, there's going to be some that absolutely will. Like, don't get me wrong, but most people are going to just move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Okay, not gonna lie, I told you this yesterday before we even started playing that this was like the most regretful like I've ever done.
You liked this?
I couldn't help it. I was like, they kind of should, but also they shouldn't though, because their margins are so small that they actually shouldn't. But
They can't.
Yeah.
How are they going to invest in opening restaurants?
I know.
Their gross margins are -46, Platt.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, here we go. Here's our question answer. Why did NASDAQ fail to issue beyond a deficiency letter after they filed the 10Q in August?
How long were they
Have they-
trading under $1?
Yeah, it wasn't more than 10 days, I don't think.
I
Yeah,
don't think it was trading for more than 10
It
days.
was like at one
because
day.
it was the beginning. It was
It didn't
was
drop
at the
down to the
beginning
50
of
cents
last
until after
week,
the deal.
and then by Monday you already had the rally. So
We
that
had
was
pump.
5
Yeah.
days at most.
We got a short squeeze, make believe.
Yeah, like I mean, it only dropped down to that 50 cent area after they announced the debt deal, and
Right. Yeah.
it
So that's why.
wasn't long enough for them to get a deficiency
Okay,
letter.
so there we go. 2 days.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think negative shareholder equity means anything. I mean, AMC has been trading with negative shareholder equity for like God knows how long now.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one you were talking about with the.
Oh yeah, with the flavors, and I was like, they're marinated.
That's worse. That is worse, Platinum.
It's
To
not
say that
worse.
it is flavors.
It's not even
is-
real meat.
Ground beef doesn't come in flavors, Plat. Like
It doesn't
no.
need to.
And you don't marinate ground beef either.
I don't eat ground beef,
Season and dry.
but I also
will say
have never
on
tried
Like
any of those
it's just
flavors.
a way to fool your brain into believing.
Look,
that's
I would
edible.
use this ground beef over
In my
the
opinion.
already formed patties because I tend to use ground beef for things like, I don't know, hamburger helper or stuff like that. This has way more utility.
Yeah,
than
I use it
already
for
made.
like spaghetti sauce or Taco Tuesday, or like I'll make a meatloaf, or I'll do a shepherd's pie with the ground beef. But I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
gotten the flavors before.
That being said, there was a lot of people trying to compare the health facts between these.
No, it's not
and
healthier.
80
I don't think.
and
Oh,
80
the
20
calories
80
are
let me
off the
finish
chart.
before I get
Sorry.
like an 80-20 meat, which 80-20 is more of a favorable comparison compared to what is it, 70-18 or something like that, which is the next step up. But price wise was now you guys said it's not healthier. I know that's the
mean-
argument they were trying to make.
The caloric count is not at all compared to like actual meat. No.
But
There's
like
a
I
hell of a
looked
lot
at
It's
the
more
healthier
prices.
for the planet. It's healthier for the cows, obviously. But
Yeah.
for the person,
How much is the ground beef? Because I know what the patties cost me, but is
I'm
it a
pro
different price
farting
for
cats.
the-
$6 for a pound.
for a pound of
sure.
okay, that's a lot better because the patties I can't remember how much, but like it was, I want to say it was, the patties was $14 for, and I think all the patties added up to 2 pounds. So like
Oh yeah, I usually get 8, which I think that would be
8 packages.
no, 8 burgers in a
Oh.
it's like the backyard cookout thing, and it's
The- like
usually
the
like
sleeve.
$15. Yeah.
Yeah.
For 8.
And so I was comparing to that, and I was looking, it's like that price, like if I'm spending $7 per pound, I spend $5 a pound for 80-20.
Yeah, the ground
You
is
spend
cheaper.
$5 a
Okay.
pound for 80-20.
Look,
Yeah,
it's a little
that sounds
closer to
cheaper.
6, but
That
like,
sounds cheap, is what I'm saying.
yeah, it's like about, I want to say 570, 580. So it's closer to 6, but it's not as cheap as it used to be. Man, I
Yeah.
miss eating steaks regularly. It's too pricey now. So apparently we got the earnings coming up on the 4th. I can't wait to see how the market reacts to
Oh, it's
that.
gonna be bad.
Well,
Because
you
they
see
I'm
my-
sure there's going to be a run up into it, and you just sell the run up.
Did you
'Cause
see
the
my
earnings
tweet
are gonna be
about
bad.
like I think a part that they've all missed about like a warning when they released the prelim earnings?
Mhm.
Is the write down?
Dilution.
Yeah, that's it. They said
No,
it's going
not
to be
even the
material,
dilution.
but like at the moment they can't
We don't even know how much it's
quantify
gonna
how much it's going to
be.
be.
Exactly.
So I looked it up. So like they just closed up all of their everything in China,
Mhm.
right? And they originally invested somewhere between like 24 and 27 million dollars in the China production arena. So if they're writing all of that down because they're shutting up shop in China, like they only made, what did they say it was going to be between 60 and 70 million dollars?
Mhm.
So if they're going to take a huge hit on their investment in China, like that's going to bring them down to, I don't know, somewhere between like 40 and 50.
So is
like,
that a requirement to join the NASDAQ, or is that a requirement to stay on the NASDAQ? $10 million.
how
of
can that be
shareholder
true?
equity.
Like, I mean, Mullen and like that can't.
Yeah,
that's
because
not-
Mullen has had negative shareholder equity.
Yeah,
I think it's a requirement to join NASDAQ, but I don't know if it's to remain on NASDAQ.
I mean,
'Cause I've never seen. Like,
Mullen-
I know there's a market cap requirement, because I think that's what Mullen got busted for this last one when they got kicked off, was the market cap
Mullen's
requirement.
done 453 reverse splits and had like the
That's being excessive.
the negative
Okay,
equity.
so apparently
like,
it is a listing standard. It must be a listing standard no one fucking enforces.
okay, well, I mean, Beyond Meat traded like at, I mean, when it IPO, what did it IPO at?
See, this
And it even traded like pretty pricey.
I think it was a reverse merger.
Busiest airport. That's where a potential
What's happening?
security breach
Why
is
are you
averted today.
playing?
Why is there a video on? What's happening? That was weird. Sorry, go ahead.
But like this is why we call NASDAQ OTC plus, because they have rules and they don't fucking enforce them. Like, when people talk about, oh, the NASDAQ 100, all the best tech stocks, it's like, yeah, there's a reason why they narrow it like this, because the rest of the NASDAQ is a pile of fucking scumbaggery and shitty companies and like.
Beyond IPO'd at $25 a share.
Oof.
Did they not reverse merge?
I don't think.
No,
I think they did.
Beyond Meat's IPO was priced at $25 per share on May 1st, 2019.
Hmm.
The company offered 9.625 million shares at this price, raising approximately 241 million.
I have not been paying too much to his other squeeze story. Apparently he bought some more shares, but I know that you guys had done some DD work on
I
it.
have not looked at this
post.
at all.
What is it?
The ETHD.
Oh my God, yeah. So he said that, yeah, this is like, of course, this is what's going on. Reverse split. So they just reverse split the week before.
Well, I knew the zero revenue because I looked at it and it's like, you're pumping a company as a value stock that has no earnings. It has no revenue.
Zero revenue, which of course they have a going concern risk. Like,
yep.
Which is not boilerplate language, people. They're about to give convertible note holders more than 20% of the total shares outstanding because of course
they can't pay their debt.
They have a $10 billion ATM program.
They're selling ETH, right? Aren't they selling ETH?
$10 billion ATM?
And then, so his suggestion was for them to, yeah, see, that's our ATM right there.
Fuck.
His suggestion was for them to actually sell their ETH. Yeah, he was highlighting the executive chairman and the CEO.
Has a bachelor's of econ.
Which is fine, but like, so my response was, what else? Do you need to run a biotech / online blockchain casino? And that is what they called themselves. That wasn't me just saying what I thought they were. They called themselves that. So he said that they should sell some of their ETH to buy back shares. And guess what they did? They sold some of their ETH to buy back shares. So now they have $40 million less Ethereum, which was their only asset. And then they bought back shares.
So they took.
They're an Ethereum treasury.
To pump
Ethereum treasury selling ETH.
Mm-hmm.
So they became less of a value stock because they took shit off of their assets pool, off their balance sheet, off their book to gift shareholders. Like, this is like penny shitco tactics. This is stuff that GNS was doing.
Well, duh.
Anyway.
I mean, literally, duh. They were a penny stock. That's why they did a reverse split.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so we're doing
that right now.
No idea.
Oh my goodness. Let me pull it up. Well, we'll get to our actual stuff, and we may circle back around to that on our meme stock section, because I know Amy's going to like our next show. We were looking at this tweet, Amy, and trying to decide, what is it that Bill Pulte was up to? And I know when you originally brought it to me, you were like, oh, well, this must mean that the defamation and discrimination lawsuit that Bill Pulte was dealing with was not going well. And then we got the real hint later in the day that I sent you. It was something completely different, because Fannie decided to drop 62 employees from its ethics department.
Which, by the way, that Democracy Now! Or whatever is suing for some of the stuff from these people. So I don't know. Maybe let's just get rid of all of the
we do
people.
have that.
Democracy
so basically, Democracy Forward Foundation filed a Freedom of Information Act directed at the FHFA for a whole slew of items, including, this is the one I'm waiting for, communications between Bill Pulte and James Fishback.
Oh, fish sticks.
and all sorts of,
I finally said his block word. I finally said green light, and I got insta blocked. So
if you ever want to get blocked by fish sticks, just go over there and ask him anything about Greenlight Capital and about how he's a fraud and lied about it and stole his former employer's assets. Insta block.
And remember, like when I sent you the tweet, and I was like, what did I say, block incoming or something like that?
Yeah.
And like
that's how I got blocked.
I didn't check it for a while, but I'm sure it happened instantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've detailed him on the channel. There's even a video on it. But Democracy Forward put out a FOIA request. They got ghosted, like no response from any of.
They did. They actually they got a response. Like if you go to the link that they posted on that takes you to the website, so they actually did get a response, and then it was like then they kind of just stopped responding.
Yeah, they gave them the initial, like, we received your FOIA.
Brought the suit. And they said, like, right. They laid out, like, how long it was going to take or whatever. And, like, then nothing, which is why they sued.
Yeah. And there's, like, a whole slew of things. They want stuff dealing with, you know, the communications and all the stuff dealing with all three criminal referrals. There was a whole bunch of stuff. And their main argument in front of the court is, look, the Pulte and all of them decided to make this very public. So there is a public interest in having this information. Yeah. They can't claim privacy. They decided to run their fucking mouths on social media.
If you go to my tweet where I said, oh, I love this for you, Pulte, that tweet, I clipped out a couple of the
I can find it here.
Like the highlights of what they. If not, I can find it.
Yeah, if you could find it, because there's a lot of beyond meat stuff to get through.
Yeah, it's not that far down. I put it out yesterday.
Oh. Okay. Well, then I'm just missing it for some reason.
Here, I'll just put. Here you go. Yeah, right. That's ridiculous. Okay, I'll just share my screen.
Switch back to this for now. But
so I grabbed like kind of the important parts of it. So, whoa, that's pretty close up. There we go. Can you see that?
Yes.
So this is from the CEO of Democracy Forward, and she's just saying here that these records confirm. Like, so there's a little bit more here, right? So she's saying they got a little bit of it. And so she's saying, you know, the records confirm what we feared. Federal investigative power was misused for political purposes, and the safeguards that protect the public from abuse of power were ignored. And then let me go to the next one. So she kind of breaks it down here. The FHFA OIG's own policies require that investigations be free from personal bias or outside influences. Only credible or specific allegations tied to FHFA or its programs may be pursued. And trained investigators, not political appointees, must make all referrals to the DOJ. So, like, Pulte should not have been even making the referrals. It should have come from
someone in
their investigators, because the FHFA has investigators. He circumvented them. It says, yeah.
And in fact, he referred them before the report came back.
Right. Yep. According to the release records and public reporting, Director Pulte circumvented these standards by directly demanding mortgage files, which means he asked for them, right? Remember how he kept saying it was all public information? all we used was public information. Bullshit. He directly demanded mortgage files for sitting public officials and transmitting those documents to the DOJ while publicly promoting them as evidence of fraud. But the FHFA statutes don't confer criminal investigation authority on the political appointed director. The authority to conduct such investigations is the OIG's.
Which circles us back around to my tinfoil theory on why all those firings happened.
So here's what
because
they were
ethics
requesting.
would not rubber stamp.
Right. Yep. So she said the new disclosures come amid Democracy Forward's ongoing litigation, filed on October 20th, after FHFA failed to produce records in response to 5 separate FOIA requests. The lawsuit seeks to compel the release of communications between Pulte, the FHFA, and DOJ, as well as any internal discussions about the politically charged referrals. So, and that's really like, these should be public documents, right? Like this is, these are, especially because of because of how he did it, right? Like because of how Trump did. I mean, he fired her on Truth Social.
Right.
So like this is, you're going to be hard pressed to convince anybody that this was not, it doesn't affect the public, because it does. And so therefore they have a right to the information. So they did get a response. They did get responsive documents. They did get some, and then they got ghosted. And now 62 jobs from the ethics department get axed.
Yeah. We also got an update in the Letitia
And that's
James
why he put out,
case.
sorry, that's why he put out the thing of, I had a conversation with a guy who said, you know, he
We
didn't
don't
even know
what
what
these
they
people
did.
do.
Right. As if it's not targeted for exactly this.
Yeah. We did get an update in the Letitia James case. Last we left off, hi, Lindsay Halligan here. Was the last part we left off. And then there were motions this week around that. Basically, Letitia James's lawyers asking that, hey, the DOJ shouldn't be contacting, you know, the media about sensitive materials, like, say, I don't know, the grand jury testimony and what was going on there and all this stuff that happened that we learned about from Lawfare and from Anna Bauer.
They did just lose their motion with the Lindsay Halligan reaching out to Anna Bauer.
Well, it was granted in part and denied in part. Basically, as far as the information related to the Lindsay Halligan stuff, the judge will require them to preserve communications, but won't require the government to maintain a log of media contacts. So right. A win and a loss here. Basically, don't do goofy stuff. I don't even know what to say at this point, because this is just, I don't know what to do here. We know that this is probably going to go down the same road. We haven't gotten there yet, that the James Comey case is going down, where, you know, malicious prosecution. They both have already said that Lindsay Halligan does not have the proper authority to be on these cases because she's not under the Constitution legally a district attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. So there's all of that still going on. I don't know if you've gotten the chance to read any of the amicus briefs, because there's about like 5 or 6 of them now in the Comey case. I mean, from all sorts of people. I don't have them with me right now, but there was a whole list of former DOJs for James Comey's motion to dismiss. There was like a bunch of bipartisan Congress members, bipartisan district attorneys and judges, and like just a bunch of different organizations. And it's just crazy to think that we're even having to have this discussion in the first place. But it's pretty clear that it's what's going on here. I don't think will stand, barring the Supreme Court. We'll get to see if the Supreme Court is a bunch of bought out bitches. But
we need to also grab the Bolton case. I'm super interested in the Bolton case. And
I've heard that one's a little different. From what I heard from Lawfare, they compare it a lot to the Petraeus case, if you remember that from way back, where he was giving information to a biographer and it was sensitive material, and he basically got more or less a slap on the wrist, a misdemeanor disclosure of, you know, classified information. And that's what they said that this is like there are their charges, like unlike, you know, the Letitia James and James Comey stuff. Like there's stuff that he did that he shouldn't have, but that because of how Trump has handled things, everyone's suspicious about how is this actually being handled. And I think that's a valid question, regardless of if he did some stuff that is legitimately worth being charged for. But yeah, we can start following that. I'll try and find that case and I'll put it on my, you know, tab list on Court Listener to be updated on, so we can keep up with that. Moving right down the line, we did have an FOMC meeting. You guys want to take a guess where interest rates, mortgage rates went after the Fed meeting?
Just like last time.
Up 20 basis points.
And if they had gotten, if they were not deprived of the jobs data, they wouldn't have cut.
Why do you say that?
They don't have the jobs data from the government.
Right.
And
but why would they not cut without it? Or if they did have it?
The reason that he cut last time was because of the
softening jobs data.
Yeah, I feel like it's worse now.
Big drop. I don't think it is. I think it's
really?
It's
I
either
think Trump's hiding it because it is worse. So.
Because
yeah,
he
I
was
think he's
saying,
hiding it because it is worse. Exactly.
What?
I think it is worse.
Well, no, because Powell was saying that there were no new claims, like initial claims. There's no new initial claims. Like I think it's not better or worse. I think it's just kind of stagnant or like neutral rate. You know, like I don't think it would have been better or worse, and that would have given them an opportunity to say, okay, let's wait for another month of data. But because they don't have that, and because they're getting and because like so there was like a very slim majority. I posted this from Nick Timrose. He's Jerome Powell's little whisperer, right? So he's like
the Jerome Powell whisperer.
He is. He's basically signaling the market. But there was a very slim majority for a rate cut, and then they had the minority for no cut. And because they didn't get job data from the government, like basically what he said was that there's not any reason for anyone to change sides, and therefore the slim majority that wanted the cut was going to get it.
All right. So next up, obviously, since there's an FOMC meeting, we get to have bad financial takes. Vince Salot, our anti-Semitic friend from last time, as we learned, who loved talking about how Ryan Cohen's an evil Jew until he deleted it, said, wasn't it bizarre how Powell kept emphasizing but not to bet on further rate cuts? He basically said there's no help coming. December meeting is 45 days away, yet he can't explain why the job market is shit. The Fed intentionally caused 1929 by ignoring slowing growth and fearing inflation, but he did cut. He's just saying if the data changes, then we respond to the data. But if the data continues to weaken, they'll continue to cut.
But they're not getting the data.
I get it, but the decision was to cut based on that. So because there was no reason to change, like you said. What I'm saying is like this is.
I think what he would have preferred. I think what he and the minority of people would have preferred was to probably hold for this FOMC meeting to get more data and then cut in December. But basically what he's saying is we went ahead and cut now, so November's not a guarantee, right? Like
December.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
November.
So I think they would have preferred to wait another month of data, hold it for the October FOMC, wait for another month of data, and then ultimately probably cut in December. Yeah. But because Mirren's on there and, you know, they're basically being forced to cut like this, like, I think this is just him saying, look, we cut in October. It doesn't. December's not guaranteed, and like
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
But I
I'm just
think it's
saying
because
that,
he's being pushed up against the wall. Because
right. All I'm saying is Fincelot here is being a dipshit and trying to take legit boilerplate, we're going to make a decision based on the facts and trying to turn it into something it fucking isn't, which annoys the shit out of me.
It's not bizarre at all that he said that. Like, I totally understand. I
Yeah.
totally get why he said that.
Then, of course, we got people totally misinterpreting the data. We got Meet Kevin here, who is an influencer extraordinaire and a complete dipshit, suggesting that because the Fed is cutting and is deciding to roll over all the MBS money into buying treasury bonds, that QT's back. That's bullish, guys.
QE.
Buy into the stock market.
QE,
which is,
QE.
Yeah.
But that's not even what he said. He didn't, like, just because they're ending QT doesn't mean they're going directly into QE. Like, they're going to.
Or that QE is bullish. Like, the last time we did QE is because we had significant issues with the economic system, like right after the great financial crisis and then after COVID. That's not fucking bullish.
I'm just so crazy. Like, it makes me like, why is everyone so extreme? Like, it either has to be one or the other. Like, there's a neutral in here, and like, I don't think Jerome Powell's afraid to just hold steady.
Neutral. Yeah. Like, I have a lot of complaints about the Fed and Fed policy, but Jerome Powell is super easy to read, and everyone trying to say stuff that he didn't say are all people trying to like wish cast what they want him to say.
He doesn't bullshit. Like, it's.
Though, how about some legitimate economic concerns or financial concerns, like Warren Buffett continuing to extend Berkshire Hathaway's cash pile rather than invest in equities? Take that how you will. And then, of course, this was also really interesting to me. U.S. bank reserves nosedive to 2.8 trillion, crashed to 4-year low. NSA crisis could be near. Okay, take out the little bit of the panic there and just let's dial it back for a second. But at the same time, the idea that if the money in the monetary system is shrinking, that be a problem, yo. That's deflation, which can be bad, very bad, especially for the economy. And I think is reinforced by the fact that there's only like the Magnificent Seven is what's holding up the S&P 500. You have the Russell 2000 constantly getting the shit kicked out of it compared to NASDAQ and the S&P. Like, mid to small cap companies, the stuff that I like to invest in, by the way, continues to get its like shit pounded in. And it's because the economy continues to favor people already winning. And it will continue to do so if we continue to see contraction in the monetary supply. Just saying. We've seen this rodeo before. I have some qualms with your attorney general, Amy.
Who doesn't?
I'm glad you can even be like, yeah, he's a fucking douchebag. Yeah. So news. I think this news came out like at the beginning of the week that apparently they're going to sue. Also, full disclosure, I do have an interest in Kenvue or whatever how you pronounce it. So yeah, take that how you will. That owns Tylenol. That was the spinoff from
Johnson & Johnson.
Yes, thank you. But so we did get something interesting out of this decision of this lawsuit, which is the most hilarious backpedal in the history of backpedals.
Yeah.
And autism. The causative association is not sufficient to say it definitely caused autism. That's significant because
no shit.
Texas attorney
the stock shot up and then retraced on that news. But I think it's completely fucking hilarious that suddenly there's a real world consequences being put on this whole situation. Now the administration's like, actually, guys, we didn't really mean it. Come on now. I mean,
all it's gonna take is some woman ignoring her fever and like endangering herself and her baby. And
I'm telling you on that retrace alone, my personal opinion with no legal professional, skills or whatever, sue the fuck out of RFK Jr. Like him and Trump got out there on a podium and was saying about the evils of autism and Tylenol and if you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol. And now once people are actually acting on their claims, they're trying to we didn't mean it like that, guys. No, fuck you. If you were an investor in this company, I think that these people should be held accountable. That's some absolute bullshit that they now want to retrace what they said all of a sudden. NVIDIA is the only thing holding up the market. I wouldn't say the only thing, but yeah, it's definitely one of the main ones.
I mean, Apple's at all-time highs. Google's at all-time highs. Like, it's not just NVIDIA.
AMD, Palantir.
Yeah.
Palantir's at a ridiculous price. I don't know how you can value it at that. Then, of course, we got some actual good tariff news. Congress actually doing its fucking job. The Senate just rejected the 50% Brazilian tariffs. Can we get more of that, please? Can we? We also got news that supposedly there's a China deal now. Supposedly. We'll see how long that lasts, because if you do recall, we supposedly had a deal back in June and that didn't work out. So
yeah, what's the deal? He's going to lower the tariffs by 10%. I mean, the deal wasn't great.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to buy soybeans, right? I can't remember the rest of it.
Right. We also had an accounting of how much that the different arms of the Trump family have made in the first half of 2025 alone. $864 million.
Dude, Barron's worth 150 mil.
Which is the reason why we now have Representative.
I'm guessing he's probably grateful that Trump didn't get elected in 2020, because now he's an adult
and can make financial decisions based on what his dad's doing.
And now he can be worth $150 million. Yeah. Couldn't do it when he was a kid. Thanks, Daddy.
Representative Rokon is introducing a bill. I guess this would have been Monday, beginning of yeah. Oh, so no, he'll be doing it next week. That basically suggests that the president's family members and members of Congress should be stopped from trading crypto and accepting money from foreign entities. How soon can we pass this, please? I feel like this should be an uncontroversial law, yet it will be. I don't know. Which I think brings us into our wonderful crypto segment, crypto grifting.
That'd be crazy.
I know a lot of people.
See.
This is such obvious AI slop. I don't even should we count the ways from
what did you buy it for? $3?
Well, they're saying this was in May. Oh no, March 15th, 2009.
Okay.
Bought 900,000 Bitcoin.
For how much?
Sure. Cool story, bro.
Well, I mean,
Also,
it used to be in-game currency on Magic the Gathering.
I don't recall that.
Yes, it was. Isn't that what Mt. Gox is? It's Magic the Gathering.
Well, Mt. Gox went from Magic the Gathering to just promoting Bitcoin stuff. It wasn't associated with Magic the Gathering. The site just
Mt. Gox stands for Magic the Gathering.
Right, but they stopped being a Magic the Gathering site and just became a Bitcoin transfer site. I don't
know. It was used as
directly
in-game currency, right? I have a client who was playing video games, and he was they were using Bitcoin in their games.
There's some that are blockchain based video games and stuff like that, and you can it's all its own silly thing. But there's so many tells here from
how the kids use Fortnite, V-Bucks and stuff now. Mm-hmm. They were using it then for the same thing.
But there's so many giveaways on this that it's AI generated. It's kind of fucking hilarious. Also, in 2009, if you're using a monochrome monitor, I've got several questions for you.
I do feel
Also,
like
what is this for your
that
desktop?
looks like the original
please?
like compact computer. Like it's
I know, right?
Yeah.
The tower doesn't is kind of weird. Like, did your IBM like keyboard like jump out of the 80s?
I'm sure it's AI.
Like fucking anyway. You know what's great? You know what? Like,
no other technology does. Unfortunately,
do we recognize this
to
motherfucker?
get the government to give themselves an audit trail
That's
like
Aunt
that
Carol.
because we're up
Yes,
against
it is.
all the trillions of dollars of dark money in this world that will literally.
I mean, he
kill
has gotten
the
like
system in place.
What is this like
But
pimping
even
and
if-
easy?
like he's
Get
gotten like phenomenally like
I didn't
more
realize it was 20 minutes,
douchey,
so I'm gonna
more
like
douchey than he
this-
was when he was at Plute Fest.
like with the
Like
jacket
he was still
and
slightly
everything.
normal. Like
Like,
the
did he just
metamorphosis
wander off a
went great.
porno set?
Yeah, I actually
And
felt
like,
bad for him at Plute Fest, but now I don't know what's happening here.
News
I mean,
journalist.
well, I can
like,
tell you what's happening here. His Plute Fest was his launching pad.
Oh yeah.
Where
Oh,
else was he going to
absolutely.
go?
I mean, he already had viewers before Plute.
Yeah, but
But
that
it helped
system-
him get snag in his way into finance.
a lot more.
Maybe.
Also, like journalists with millions of followers even care. Okay, calling this douchebag a journalist is such a fucking stretch of the term. I don't even fucking. It's like calling Alex Jones a journalist. Like fucking what?
I'm sure there's some that do call him a journalist, bro.
I'm sure, and they have an IQ score that can be measured in single digits. And they run the country now.
Our money is
So we also got Robert Kennedy Jr. If the world were on a Bitcoin standard and the money had value, we would have the ability to live more abundant lives. I don't know about that.
I mean, Bitcoin can't even hold its value. So what are you talking about?
It bounces around all the time. And also, like, again, we had this with the gold standard where we got off of it specifically because of deflationary events that crippled economies. You like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of like how loose fiat currency is with its, inflationary tendencies, but it's definitely better than having multiple Great Depressions. Moving on. Speaking along those same stupid lines, we have Michael Saylor reaffirms his intentions to have Bitcoin keys destroyed when he passes away. So he will immediately take that out of the money supply. Like, why? I don't. First of all, if I was his heir, I'd be like, we're going to strike that from the fucking will before he dies.
Yeah, I mean, does he mean
No,
like
he means when he said he was never selling it,
keys
it
from
means he's never
MicroStrategy?
selling it.
No, like his own personal.
How much Bitcoin does he even own personally?
I'm not sure. I'm not aware.
Like,
I
give
know
us
how much, like,
some
A lot,
more
billions of
Bitcoin.
dollars worth.
How do you know?
I mean, you can look it up.
Where?
we'll put Amy on that test. In
Yep,
case it
we're on
wasn't
it.
clear, see, you know how I hate YouTube algorithms? I hate X algorithms even more because I clicked on one Bitcoin article, the one at the beginning, and I keep getting these stupid like ones off of X where now we've got like Michael Saylor says that by the time bankers
Are you
tell
ready?
you it's a good idea. Yeah, go
Mhm.
right ahead.
According to the recent update by Michael Saylor himself, he owns nearly 17,732 Bitcoin coins, which he had purchased long ago, and he still holds them to this day.
That seems a little
17,732.
Okay.
this is such like grifter talk right here, like Ponzi-nomics stuff. By the time the bankers tell you it's a good idea, it'll cost 10 million per Bitcoin. It's at a 99% discount right now. Okay. If it wasn't a minute long, I'd listen to the whole thing. But banks are into it right now. They're literally applying it to their own customers. What in the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, you can have it in your 401k.
I know. Thanks. This one,
And
I think,
therefore
is
don't really need MSTR as much anymore, because that was sort of like the workaround, because a lot of people couldn't have the Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. So they did the MSTR, but it's not like that anymore.
This one's really funny because I think it like when Eric Trump can detect Michael Saylor for who he is, I think everyone should be able to.
We're
Man,
sitting
that guy
at
really had
patio
a
in
blow
Mar-a-Lago,
up,
Michael and
huh?
I,
Look
and
at that
we were
picture.
kind of geeking out, going down this rabbit hole. And he goes, Eric, you need to take this property. Mar-a-Lago has no debt on it. You need to take this property. You need to mortgage it right now, and you need to go out and buy Bitcoin. By the way, he was dead serious, right? He's the guy that goes out and says, sell your liver and kidney and buy Bitcoin. And by the way, he's probably also right. Bitcoin's amazing. You and I are in this
Not living
ecosphere
without
every
your
single
liver.
day, but literally every single day, I have friends of mine coming up and shaking me. I mean, shaking me. You told me to buy Bitcoin and I didn't do it, and I'm upset with you. And I go, well, wait, please explain. Like, I told you, when did I tell you to do it? 3 years ago. I go, okay, so the price of Bitcoin was what? $40,000, $42,000, $45,000. And they're shaking me. I can't believe you didn't make me buy. Like, I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, put a gun to your head, bring you to your bank, and make you buy Bitcoin? Like, I told you to buy it. You should have bought it.
And he was
They'll probably change their mind during the next crypto winter, but sure.
We also had that. Oh, this one's funny. So apparently, Bitcoin is the only monetary instrument in the history of our species that is fixed. Really, last time I checked, it was a program.
What's fixed? Fixed what?
The fixed supply.
Okay.
Last time I checked, it's according to Michael Saylor himself, it could just be changed and upgraded at any time, which is fucking true and accurate. I get here he's trying to backpedal out of the whole quantum computing can break, could crack Bitcoin's encryption. But like, if this is true, then this can't.
I mean, how would they change
true.
that? Like, change the white paper?
The white paper isn't the code that runs it. The white paper is just like a thesis.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. Is that how they would change? Like, that's how they would increase.
Well, they would change. No,
they can increase the supply by just changing Bitcoin's fundamental code, and increasing the supply. It's that simple. You just get consensus from all the people to increase the supply. Done. Like, this guy is a fucking
this sound like this is
idiot.
something everybody should know. This is nerd
it
talk.
is like this is basic stuff that grifters like this dipshit are trying to hide from you. It's no different than any other fucking computer program. The people who coded it can go in and change it at any fucking time. Like, and like, the funny thing about it is, if you get Michael Saylor into a corner, he'll fucking admit it, like, unintentionally and in a hilarious way, but he'll admit it. Maybe in 10 to 20 years, quantum computers will crack it, but we can just upgrade it like everything else. Well, that means that you can upgrade anything about Bitcoin, including the supply. Moving on. So out of Bitcoin news and
thank you for not making me listen to him talk.
No, I wasn't gonna, like, if the clips were like less than a minute. If the clips,
oh my god, his voice is brutal. I'm just like, yeah, bro. Like,
if the clip was less than a minute,
right? Like, doesn't it sound like he's like holding his throat like hostage?
Yeah, he's he
loosen it up a little.
Like what is it, like a deviated septum, perhaps?
I don't know.
Yeah, if the clip was less than a minute, maybe I'd subject you to it, or a minute. But if it's multiple minutes, I'm not going to do that. So I should have saved this for like the meme stock section, maybe. But I think this is a good spot for it in our AI section. So I didn't know about this or have any clue that this was even going to be a thing. But apparently Nokia is working with NVIDIA. You
didn't know? You're just finding out about this?
No. I like when it became a thing on the 28th, I knew it. Yeah. But I never would have considered NVIDIA and Nokia like in the same, like zip code, let alone in the same boardroom working on something.
Well, I mean, try to find someone who's not working with NVIDIA.
Yeah, I mean,
GameStop.
Patrick Boyle had a whole video about that situation. I think we talked about it a little bit last week. There are some things to be concerned about, though. Some of the data center companies like Meta, Microsoft, and Google are having cash flow problems, apparently. We saw, what was it, Friday or Thursday?
Or are they having CapEx, like spurges?
That too. But
Free cash flow.
we also, what was it? Facebook's earnings came out. Was it Thursday or Friday? And they were not good. Not
Well, their
good.
earnings were good.
Yeah, they were good.
They had the
but on like compared to last quarter, it went from like, what was it?
yeah, but there's a reason why.
At a one time.
The tax charge they took, so there's new tax things in the big beautiful bill, and their obligation over time was going to be 15.9 billion, but they decided to take it all
Just
in one hit,
take it up
and
front
do
in
it
one
as a
hit.
one-time
Okay.
charge, right? But that wasn't even to me.
Which
That
was
wasn't
funny because Spencer was trying to play that off as like Facebook is like so fucked. And
well, to me, that wasn't really why it sold off. Like, I mean, it was like that initially, but like 15 billion that's not. I mean, it sounds crazy to say, but that's not like they did that because they can. That it was the announcement that they're gonna their guidance on capex was $70 billion.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, it was up.
$79 billion.
Well, yeah, because they're planning on doing like expansion of their business. Of course, they're going to have.
But I think people were having like, I think a lot of
Connection
people probably
fits.
had metaverse, like back, what am I trying to say? Flashbacks.
Yeah.
Because I think he spent like 60 billion on metaverse, right? And ended up taking a loss on that, pretty big one. But yeah, I mean that's a big number for capex spend.
But yeah,
and I think that's
I'm not saying that I'm like particularly worried about Facebook, but it was just one of those things that it took a little bit.
I think that's ultimately why it didn't check mark recover from the 15 billion, because that's not really. I don't find that to be, as crazy as the capex, but
I know
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I know that 741 was asking about the Michael Burry tweet. I think this is just good advice in general. Sometimes you see bubbles. Sometimes there's something to do about it. Sometimes the only winning move is to not to play. And I think that's a great example for AI. It's like, because I think AI.
Yeah, you can't bet against it right now because you'll
not just
out.
You can't bet against.
That's the lesson he learned from betting against the housing market bubble 2 years before it happened, and taking a lot of shit for it.
Well, not just that, but like even like this is someone who was in the financial markets during the .com bubble. That's where he got his start. And the insanity of that. And he didn't bet against .com. He just picked good companies that were not part of the craziness. And I think that's a good thing that I think that he's seeing here is like the internet, like not all this AI stuff is going to be bad. And like I've talked before that like NVIDIA, it isn't just, oh my God, everyone's trying to make it out to be like fraud. I just think it's going to under-earn. Like eventually the upscaling in a bunch of these companies that are riding high on the tech bubble are going to crash back down, and that's going to pull back down, NVIDIA's revenues and earnings. But that doesn't mean that like NVIDIA is a fraud or like things like that. And I think that's another, getting back to his thing here. It's like everyone's trying to bet on NVIDIA going down and all these other things. And it's like, sometimes it's best not to gamble on shit that like is like.
I think it just remains to be seen about the pulling forward of the numbers and the revenue. Because like you'll hear a lot of people say like this is different from .com because they actually have the revenue to back up these valuations and all of this stuff we're seeing. Like you'll hear that talk, but like I think it remains to be seen on that. And I mean, maybe they do, and it's actually not a bubble, but like nobody's going to know that, until we see it. But I mean, I think Michael Burry, he got one thing right, and that was 2008.
Well, and he fell into the same trap that a lot of people, and I see it a lot with the doomsayer bear category, where you sometimes you kind of get your own personal self confirming biases. The joke being, Michael Burry has predicted 3 of the last 15, has predicted 15 of the last 3 market crashes where, you get to the point where everything is going to be, So I think
that
that's
can- but
just
that can
that post
drive
is
you-
just like a self-realization of
Right.
that.
But that can drive you to make really big mistakes and
Mhm.
blow things up. And like I've seen it happen, a couple of times, like funds that are very bearish about the things that they're seeing because they just can't wrap their head around all of it, which I'm sure a lot of people feel like, but that actually leads you to make really bad decisions and take really big losses. So, and I think it's hard for anyone to kind of push it away. Like even like people that I talk to on a daily basis, I like struggle to say like, okay, this is a new normal, right? Like, I don't know that anybody's ever going to accept that, but only time will tell.
Yeah.
Which is the hardest thing about the stock market, right? Time.
Yeah. This one I kind of think pointed out to me. I just grabbed one of the tweets that I could find, but it's actually here on there.
My message said, "Oh no, how will PJ Matlock defeat the DOJ?" Like ChatGPT can't give legal advice or medical advice.
All these things, it's not
financial
just
advice.
legal advice. It's critical infrastructure, education,
Yep.
housing, employment, financial activities, insurance, legal, medical, essential government services, product safety, national security, migration, or law
I
enforcement.
mean, so many people use ChatGPT to trade. Is it not going to do that anymore?
No.
Wow. I mean, a lot of people on FinTwit are about to get
heads exploded because, like here it says, medical, legal, or financial advice.
Like they'll put in like a chart and be like, "How would you trade this?"
What if ChatGPT says NFA?
Right? No, it's on there, right? It says it in here. Scroll up a little bit. It says something
Where?
about not financial advice. I remember seeing it.
Where?
I don't know.
Here?
I did see. I saw NFA somewhere in that post or on here, whatever. But yeah, like I know a ton of people who do that. They just like throw the chart in there or throw, some metric and saying.
Yeah, that's not true. It's still, if you ask it, analyze some stock, that'll give you an analysis still. So
Well, yeah, it'll analyze the stock, but like if
but
you
it won't
ask
give you advice.
it won't
if
tell you
ask
like
for
so
it.
what before you could put in like a chart and say how would you trade this, and it would give you like strategy, right? Or like,
oh really?
yes.
I just said, all right, give me advice about it. It's giving me an answer.
What's
Okay.
the advice about the stock? What's it saying?
Yep. So let's talk beyond like we're two people standing in front of a bonfire made of burned cash and
Right, but if you just put the Beyond chart in there and said, how would you trade this? That's what you need to ask it.
All right. How? Because it already gave me the chart. How should I trade it?
It says it took
See what
effect
it says.
October 29th.
Trading beyond right now is like surfing a wave in a thunderstorm. Possible, even thrilling, but you need to know when to bail before lightning hits.
Yeah, so it's just
What?
talking. Before it would give you like it would say buy
Beyond
calls.
isn't trading on fundamentals, it's trading on sentiment, liquidity, and short interests. Fundamentals are a sad campfire in the background. Traders are chasing heat flashes. Your goal is positioning around momentum and timing.
So before you could put in a thing and say it would tell you like buy calls at this level, buy puts at this level, like if you're talking about options or whatever, like it would give you like
people had like different programs that they would feed into it and
get
it to give them like signals and stuff like that.
Well, it's saying like it's a momentum play, only enter on confirmed breakout above prior resistance, exit, sell partial into strength.
Still sounds like advice. It's not
Don't wait for a peak euphoria, stop loss 8 to 10%.
It's very
below
generic
entry.
Advice, but
yeah, time frame 1 to 5.
I mean, this is stuff you'll find on like Investopedia or that's something you could probably Google and get advice for. I'm talking about the very specific
about
trades.
options. Play via options. If implied volatility is cheap, rare, a straddle, long call plus long put can work. Otherwise, buy calls or puts 1 to 2 weeks out, depending on sentiment tilt.
So it's not the end of the world like everyone
unless
thinks
you understand implied move price. Yeah, so it's still giving you the resistance. It's giving you support. It's giving you breakouts.
Right. All right. So we have apparently.
NFA.
I also wanted to briefly touch on quantum because I know the quantum grift has also
God.
been strong in tech.
Is that like $11 now or something?
I have no idea. But
Oh wait,
apparently
we're not talking about quantum biopharma. Never mind.
Oh,
We're talking about like actual quantum.
oh, okay.
I thought you meant quantum biopharma.
No. We'll get to them. Don't you worry. Don't you
Okay.
worry at all. Apparently, some Series A investor into IONQ is agreeing with Martin Shkreli, so I am kind of curious. Let's see what all this.
It feels very early.
I led Series A and IonQ, which is a public quantum computing company.
Let's go. Okay.
And I did my PhD in the quantum information.
So maybe
context.
that works. Yeah, maybe we need to go there. But it feels like there's also competition from big hyperscalers in that market as well.
We need the Martin Shkreli, Sean McGuire debate on quantum.
Oh yeah,
Well,
we definitely need that.
I'm actually closer to Martin in a lot of the views.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like he admits that he's doing a moonshot. Okay, that was less meat there than I thought there'd be. Okay, but apparently also Martin Shkreli is paid by the CIA to spread FUD about quantum computing. I just had to get that out there.
It's so stupid.
Amy,
I saw him in Fort Bragg, so.
Amy, where are you? I need you because apparently you made a. Let's see here. What's this about? Oh yeah, this was the TikTok from the guy who was the CRO of Snowflake. Apparently did something. We talk about how fucking insane it is to be a C-suite executive at a public company and casually drop that you hit your revenue target for the quarter and then a 2027 revenue guide in a fucking TikTok video to some broccoli-haired Zoomer.
Real quick. Excuse me, sir. How old were you when you became a millionaire?
Oh, this guy.
Yes, sir.
I've just been getting your Instagram feed.
Sorry,
How
I'm
old
back.
were you when you became a millionaire?
This guy's from
4
Instagram,
years
not
ago?
TikTok.
And what
but-
line of business?
Technology.
Oh, this one was
What are
on
you doing
TikTok.
tech?
CRO for Snowflake.
Did you guys just go public?
We went public 5 years ago. During
Congratulations.
COVID, couldn't ring the bell, so this is our moment.
Do you recommend entrepreneurs take their company public? Because there's a risk there as well when you bring in all that capital, you bring in voting shares. What do you think about going public as opposed to staying private?
Good question.
Real quick. I promise. We got 7
Yeah, the assistant tries
This
to
is the best
save him.
marketing he can do. All right, just keep it rolling. Hey, we're keeping this shit rolling.
Kid keeps going.
Real quick, could I finish real quick?
This guy
real
wants
quick
to
for
talk.
1 minute?
We'll do 30 seconds.
30 seconds is cool. All right, what do you think most people get wrong about cash flow when they're building a company?
Pre-profitability, cash flow's king.
What does that mean?
Cash flow is everything until profitability comes. Then you get S&P 500 and you get a whole different kind of return on investment from a shareholder
Have
perspective.
you always been in the tech industry?
Always, my entire career.
Why?
I love it. It's changing the world.
What did you guys do in revenue this last year?
So we're going to exit this year probably just over about $4.5 billion.
So you guys are going to exit at $4.5 billion?
That's right.
Are you serious?
And we're getting to 10 billion in a couple years. Keep track.
Good job, buddy. By the way, the CRO was the chief revenue officer.
Yes.
And then they filed an 8K.
To try and correct some of the.
Well, they had to file an 8K. That's a material statement.
Yeah. Instagram account named the
He
School
keeps going
of Hard
after that, by
Knocks.
the way. He keeps going.
Posted an interview on Instagram and related platforms with the executive officer of Snowflake, the company, in which the officer made certain statements regarding the company's future results. Under the company's corporate disclosure policy, this officer is not a designated spokesperson authorized to disclose financial information on behalf of the company. As a result, investors should not rely upon such statements. The company reaffirms its revenue guidance for Q3 and full year 2026. Originally issued on August 27, 2025, as part of the announcement of its financial results for the fiscal quarter ending July 31st, 2025. The company notes that it will release its Q3 2025 results and 2026 results in accordance with its standard practices. The company's guidance philosophy remains unchanged. Oops! Don't get caught in like grabby,
Don't
clickbaity
do that, buddy.
Instagram.
Yeah, and the kid's got like 17 million followers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he goes on later to say like, I watch all your videos. Like he's like fangirling, meanwhile making material statements about stuff.
Financial statement.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. So this is going to be our quick Tesla blow through point. or Musk. Like at this point, everyone treats them like they're all the same company, even though they're not. They're just all the Musk entities are basically a shell game at this point. X Corp and OpenAI. Remember when Dude Bro stole the XAI stuff and then ran to OpenAI with it? Apparently, OpenAI filed a motion to dismiss, and XAI filed an amended complaint that neutralized the motion to dismiss. We'll get back to you when I have more time to actually read the stuff, because I haven't yet. I need to get back to doing more extras where I can go over some of these complaints in more detail, because like there's so much stuff. We also have, in the case of the Fremont frat house lawsuit that we talked about earlier, where a bunch of former employees were talking about discrimination, all that stuff. Guess what Tesla moved for?
What?
Arbitration?
Oh, you bet. Motion to compel arbitration. Gotta love it. And to back up my shell game comments from earlier, like this is, I guess, some of the many Cybertrucks that SpaceX has taken off Tesla's hands. Jesus fucking Christ!
Wow.
So,
Well, did you see how he's talking about turning the where was he talking about it at? Was it Rogan? I don't know. He just went on Rogan, and I think he was talking about like those because like we have one. I have one not too far down the like they can't sell them like directly here. You have to like whatever. Anyway, he's talking about turning them into like almost like the ability to power like a data center.
Right.
The Tesla graveyards.
Okay. So using the solar panels on the back of the Tesla to power. Okay, sure. So, and you guys plan on using Grokpedia?
Or their batteries? I don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Means.
But I was like, what?
Apparently XAI is rolling out a new competitor to Wikipedia called Grokpedia.
Well, that's going to be fucking terrible.
Which is already terrible. Well, first of all, because the fanboys are fucking terrible. Need I say more? But even more because there's potential plagiarization where basically, you know, Grok has gone into the Wikipedia pages and basically stole the page format and everything, like literally fucking word for word. Amazing. The future.
But I mean, isn't Wikipedia like open source? Like, I mean, anybody can go in and change a Wikipedia page, right?
Yeah. But if you're changing like the layout, if you're literally stealing both the layout and the content and everything, that's technically, I don't know if it's copyright infringement. It's more like, but it's definitely something that you could sue over.
Is it copyrighted?
I don't think it's copyrighted. It might be like it's not trademark, and it wouldn't be patent. I'm not sure what it is, but like if someone steals your website like layout and you made it, that might be copyright. No, it wouldn't be copyright. It'd be trademark. No, it's one of those. Like I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert at that kind of law.
Right. Look, but what does it say right there? Go back to that. For those who think I'm criticizing this direct copying, I'm not. Anyone is allowed to do this under the Creative Commons license, and that's fine.
Oh, it does raise interesting questions I've outlined in another post. No way to know if Grok has changed something subtle or if it's 100% verbatim. Blah, blah, blah. Grokpedia ends up as a mix of copying Wikipedia and completely rewriting everything. It's like a box of chocolate. Yada yada. Grokpedia seems to leave out images, provides zero traceability to changes. Okay.
Oh, so if someone changes the logs in the wiki entry, you don't know who made the changes and what they changed.
I think you do on Wiki.
Yes,
Right,
you
you
do.
do.
There's a complete log.
Grok doesn't. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's a little terrifying. Going to be quite honest. Says apartheid wasn't bad, cites the Kremlin, and gives legitimacy to, even more problems.
Yikes.
I assume this is an Atlantic article, and I couldn't get the archive thing to pull it up. So, just a brief thing here for SpaceX that I thought was kind of interesting. So they're trying to construct data centers in low Earth orbit and use Starlink to beam the data back down to Earth. I have a helpful point out that low Earth orbit means max lifespan of 5 years. So why would you build a data center in space that lasts only 5 years when you can build it on the ground and it lasts practically forever? This just feels like futuristic tech ideas for the sake of futuristic tech ideas.
I mean, did you
rather
see
than
the
them
flying
being
Tesla
practical.
that he was talking about too? Like, I mean, like,
Yeah, he talked about that on Rogan, didn't he?
At this point, like, he wants his $1 trillion, so just say it all.
Yeah, funny you should mention that. Some people think that the vote is not that close of a call, which I don't know. Are we sure about that? Like he did a thread, and I don't want to go forever on this, but I don't know. Like, there is some indications that maybe that's true, because Capers says that they oppose the pay package, and that's a huge pension plan for, like, that's California's pension plan saying, no, we are not giving you $1 trillion, Elon Musk. But, like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think the Colt's going to come through for Elon on his pay package, or
yes,
do you think that?
I mean, what does he have now? 12%? What's his current, like, after he bought shares? He bought 2 million shares. Like, so what does that give him? I think it's 12%,
Sure.
right? And he wants 25, but which that pay package will give him. I think currently he has 12 alone.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out, like, given Tesla's institutional support and its retail base, like, where's the breakdown on this? Because I think he gets it, and that's kind of terrifying. But, like, there's people saying that it could very well be that he doesn't get it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't
think he
know.
gets it.
Though, to exit out of the Tesla section, I found this tweet by you, Amy, and I just found it kind of funny. So what's the story behind this? I got a chuckle out of the Alex Jones reference.
So I guess, like, a caller called in or something, and he's like, a caller predicts the stock market crash for Monday, November 3rd after EBT benefits are cut off. And I'm like, because everybody's always wondering, like, who's behind the Tesla call buying program, right? Like,
yeah.
That
keeps pumping the stock.
And I was like, guys, and, like,
I found him.
There's been like hours long conversations about this call buying program, and I was like, I think I just figured out who's behind the Tesla call buying program.
All right.
Just that was really all that was.
All right, so we are now to the home stretch heading into meme stockdom. We've got our Grifter Central. First up on base is in the Atlas Bros suit. We just got a request from the United States government asking for a status conference. Oopsies. I guess that means that poor Zach Morris is going to have to head back home.
I know, I wanted to, like, but I just didn't want to deal with his bullshit, but I was going to quote tweet that.
Oh, come on. We could get him on the live stream if you.
I was going to quote tweet it and be like, ... for court.
You should have done it, because then we could have gotten an oslot where he's asking you for the link to the live stream, and then we could have him on and actually get him to ask him the questions we want to.
Like, it just was like, I've been up since 5:50. I just was not in the mood for it. But I sent it to you, so I got it out of my system.
Right, exactly. So we also got Sam
Yeah,
Bankman
this was
Fried, I
pretty
guess, trying
wild.
I didn't read it because I knew it was bullshit, but I find it hilarious that he's still trying to say that he
you
didn't
should zoom in
fuck
on that diagram.
this one here. I can't
Mm-hmm.
zoom in on it. It's in the tweet. But what's the diagram about? Where'd the money go?
That's what he's talking about. He's talking about
All
here's
the
where the
7
money
million,
went.
all these companies down here.
So he's saying approximately 5.5 billion of liquid assets identified to date. Like, so he's basically what Sam is saying is that the company wasn't bankrupt. They, including
They.
the attorneys, did that. Like that it actually wasn't bankrupt at all. And so here he lays out over 7
Where all
million
the money
customers
was.
deposited around $20 billion in the cryptocurrency exchange FTX in November 2022 when customers tried to withdraw their money. FTX filed for bankruptcy with $8 billion still owed to customers. For a couple of years, customers got nothing back. Where did those billions go? The answer is they never left. After 2 years delay, the estate revealed that all customers would be repaid at 119% to 143%. Around 98% of creditors have already received 120%. And after paying out $8 billion in claims and $1 billion in lawyer fees, the estate still has $8 billion left. In fact, FTX was never insolvent. There have always been enough assets to repay all customers in full, in kind, both in November 2022 and today. So he lays out here like the real estate in the Bahamas with a cost basis of $253 million.
Mm-hmm.
All values as of the petition date is what he's kind of laying out here. But he says approximately 5.5 billion of liquid assets identified to date. I can't. It's my screen doesn't. 4.6 billion book value investments across 300 plus. What are those transactions?
Trying to find
Pre something transactions. I can't make it out because I've got it zoomed in so big I can't really read it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where you're at on here.
At the second blue part right there. 4.6 billion book value investments.
Book value investments across 300 plus pre-petition transactions.
Pre-petition transactions. So basically what he's saying is that everything they said is a lie. And that it wasn't bankrupt. And he didn't rip out these people off.
Oh, cool story, bro.
Yeah, totally. Trust me.
This might be pretext to the Trump pardon. Just saying.
Oh. If your guru claims to have recently turned 60K into 5 million in 2 months and was charged with stealing pot from the marijuana dispensary he worked for, your guru is a 30-year-old Justin Gerber.
Oh, God. What is this? Oh, boy.
Pocketing pot. Pockets full of pot.
It's also been a while since we talked about Andrew Tate, but apparently he's now the new CEO of Misfits Fighting or whatever, and is apparently going to be fighting the Misfits heavyweight champion on December 20th in Dubai. Last time I checked, isn't he still under administrative holding in Romania? How is he getting to Dubai again? Whatever. We did get some new news from Gadget referencing this article by The Age, where one of Andrew Tate's buddies in Australia is helping recruit teams to, neo-Nazi organizations, which is just, fucking awesome and great, but also unsurprising. So, fun times. We have, I don't think, any new news yet in the Tai Lopez scheme thing. But we do have this one that I thought was interesting. Apparently this, do you guys know anything about this thing that was going on here with where's the company name? Broadband Telecom and Bridge Voice. I guess they went bankrupt, and there was, some fraud dealing with the loans that were given by BlackRock and a bunch of companies. They're currently in bankruptcy. So I'm going to I've tagged those. I've added those to my bankruptcy watch now because they're over. Yeah. Oh, and the CEO himself is also filing for bankruptcy, which is a great sign.
It's a U.S. company or an Indian company?
U.S. company ran by a Indian national.
Okay.
Who is filing? Both him and the company are filing bankruptcy. And apparently, I couldn't find the lawsuit, so I don't know if it's state or federal level, but apparently BlackRock and a bunch of the lenders are also suing him. So, you know what you do. It's this like Tuesday, I guess, in the current market environment that we're living in. But you know, we're ready for our meme stock section. Can I get back to the here we are. So we did have an update.
Jen, where are you?
I know, Jen, where are you?
Jen, get back here.
We're first in the metamaterials bankruptcy. So before we get into discussion time, we have to make a brief stop in the land of one of the motions. This is FINRA. They responded to the motion in opposition, which is, I mean, am I wrong to say that it's basically the same stuff that both, because we also got that, I think, was it last week or this week, the motion in support from Virtu and Anson Funds and Citadel. Well, this is the FINRA one, but I'm saying it was pretty much the same argument.
Did Virtu and Citadel, that they did a motion to support for FINRA?
No, not for FINRA, for their own motions. Was that this week or last week? Because I know the hearing was this week, so I think their motion.
I feel like it was, not
the reply.
A little bit. Yeah.
So it is pretty much all the same stuff. So we'll move to boxes here because we all talked about the hearing. So let's, I guess, go over it because I know we had our feelings about it. I talked with Amy about it. I've talked with Platt about it. I know what my vibe was. I don't think that this is getting quashed. Who else agrees with this?
I think you might be right.
I actually disagree, and I'll tell you why. You want me to?
Go right ahead.
So if you listen,
I prompted it for that very reason.
If you listen after they take the break, they're basically arguing about how the 2004 is only relevant or can be used in when the trade involves the debtor.
Correct.
Right. So Wes's argument is that if not for these three market participants' involvement, they may have been able to sell the stock at 5 cents instead of $100 is what he said. Or they may have been able to sell the stock at $100 instead of 5 cents is what he said. Right,
which is his market, what he's made arguments about for all of his spoofing cases. That
sure. But so when you go look up the offerings that they did at the money offerings, and they did private placement offerings that had a predetermined price, right? Like what they could sell them for. So, and they, what the three of them are saying is we never participated in any trading with metamaterials. So that sort of excludes us. And that threshold, they've gone past the threshold in that we don't have any direct dealings with Meta. But if you go look up their offerings, and I'm assuming that they're going to do that, but if you are going to say that Citadel, Virtu, and Anson were the drivers of why they had to do their offerings at the prices that they were, then you have to say every market participant was. Because what makes them any different than the other market participants in an at the market offering or in a private placement deal that you made? They didn't have anything to do with that. They could have sold that stock for more. And
it sounded like Wes was saying he needs the data to find out who it was that did that.
That did
Not
what?
saying that they're the ones who manipulated the price.
Right. That's his main.
that their effect, what is their effect? And this is where I think he probably fails on the other ones too. Like, how can you say
No, he
that
hasn't
these
though.
three-
He got past the motion to dismiss on the other ones.
Yes, but if you listen to the bankruptcy, it's only on trades that happened from those companies that involve
the
those
ATM on
companies
price.
as the issuer.
Yep.
That's all that they can make any discovery on.
Yep.
They cannot get their trading data. They cannot get their communications. The only discovery that
Well,
they were
that
granted,
just narrows it. That doesn't quash
Right.
the discovery, though.
Exactly.
I didn't say quashing the discovery. What I'm saying is that they are asking, the problem that Citadel and Anson are having is that they are asking for like communications from these three funds. Like, they're not just asking for trading data. They're asking for their internal communications about any of it. So what their argument is that they're coming at this real wide and trying to circumvent the protections of the 45 subpoenas, right? Rule 45.
Rule 45.
So they're trying to circumvent the procedural like protections of that by using 2004. But there is nowhere that they can say that we directly traded with the issuer. And what Wes is trying to say is that the only people who can sell stock is the issuer, which is true. That is true. They are the only ones that can sell it to the market. They're the only ones that can do private placements. But then he's arguing that these folks are naked shorting. So you're saying that they're the only ones that can sell stock, and then you're saying this, and then you're saying, then he lists out the three cases, which actually trample on his entire argument, because his argument.
Oh, I agree with that part. Like that was saying the quiet part out loud the whole time.
Well, because he wasn't granted discovery, he was granted very narrow discovery about any trading
within the nexus of the sell by the.
But that's still granted discovery. Like, that's not
it's within like
a certain period of time.
No, any trades that happened with Citadel, Virtu, or Anson and the company. The company had to be directly involved with any trading or any selling or anything with Citadel, Anson, or Virtu. Right. That's the discovery that he got. So therefore, if they didn't have any trades, just like they're saying here, we don't have anything, any
right.
Trading with metamaterials. Like, we are a third party, we are market participants, we trade all these, we trade every damn stock, right? Like, we're not any different than the investors, which is what one of the arguments that he made. He was like, this, if anything, this is an investor issue as far as like litigation goes. But I don't think, and I think this is probably where he fails in his other cases too, right? Because if you're requesting trading data, it has to be trades that those three entities had with the issuer. And without that, and without, they have nothing to produce. And that's where I think, like, when Wes was giving his whole spiel and he was like, we got past the motion to dismiss and we are in discovery and da-da-da-da-da. Great. That's great. You're going to get discovery. But if there's no discovery to produce because there was no direct trades with the company and these three entities, then you're fucked. And the case is fucked.
Oh, I don't doubt that the case is fucked. I'm just saying that I don't think they're going to get the full quash. I think the discovery is going to get narrowed.
That's
because he's like.
But I don't think they're really that concerned with the entire thing being quashed. What they're saying is that you cannot circumvent Rule 45 and use 2004. That's what they're briefing the judge on, and that's where they are now. So, because I think this whole thing becomes a lot harder if they have to go through, because the procedural protections under 45 are a lot tougher than they are under 2004.
Right, because 2004, it basically right out in front, the case law says it is a fishing expedition. Whereas 45, where under Rule 45, under normal discovery, you need to show like the burden is justified. You need to show that it's related to the case matter.
But you also have
need
to
do
show
the
that it is
tape.
an asset of the debtor.
Mhm.
Like, and
Well,
that it
and
is
their argument is
directly
always going to
involving the
be-
debtor, and it doesn't directly involve the debtor. Their trading of these stocks does not directly involve the debtor.
Right. But what the judge kept circling back around to is that if there's an issuance, then that, because I think that's what the judge was having the hardest time with is, and this is what pisses me off the most about Wes, is that it's so obvious that he went into this bankruptcy court knowing that he could likely circumvent these rules because the judge, who clearly said that he admitted
He's not informed.
right there in the hearing that he has no clue about this esoteric stuff that Wes
And
is
neither
bringing.
does the trustee's lawyer.
That's right. That's right. They don't. And I think they thought that it was probably going to get past the judge. But like when they started talking about how there's no direct anything with the debtor, like, and everything about 2004 is about the debtor.
Right.
And we don't have anything like that. Like we didn't.
Yeah, but it also
That's
sounded
not
like
what
the
we
judge didn't quite understand that the shares are not an asset of the debtor.
Well, not until Wes opened his big mouth. Like Wes, I think, really kind of tanked this whole.
Oh, I think he definitely did damage to their argument.
Yeah.
Like him opening
Because
his
he
mouth was
came-
the worst thing ever.
And like I think maybe Fountain probably, like when he started going in on about trying to sort of fight back against what Wes was saying, like it's not evidence, right? Like he's like, I'm just hearing argument. Like I think that was probably a mistake on Fountain's part, but I also think, you know what, just let him talk, dude, because he's kind of burying himself, right? Because he's basically
like he
saying,
was admitting that they already had basically a case. Like
Yeah.
that, I think, is the real
and then
argument.
using his other
like
and using other cases as foundation, and it's like, but he wasn't telling the truth about what those cases were.
Speaking
He
of that
wasn't-
foundation, not to
everything he
interrupt
was
you, but
granted.
one of the funniest things is when he was trying to use Sorrento as foundation, and the immediate clapback was like, "Yeah, that was about their shares in the spin out Srelix or Silex Holdings." Thank you, Platinum. That they own shares of it. That was a property asset of the debtor. That's why they got that discovery.
That's right.
And like that's when it started, like really like the more Wes talked, like you said, the more he made himself look like a clown. But
Well, and the same thing with Northwest Bio. Like it's the same. But I can't remember what he said now. What did he say
that
about
they got
Northwest Bio?
discovery, and then the lawyers clap back. It's like they got a narrow discovery about the issues that were around the issuances, and like you said, directly related.
Well, and
the
they're
judge
trying to say just the fact that they issued the stock makes it an asset. But even the judge was like, because like Wes started going again about it, and he was like, right, but was this after they issued it, like their initial issuing of the stock? Because once you issue it to the open market, like, and it's there, market participants are allowed to participate in it. Like, how do you draw that back? Is what he was saying. And so, like, I think maybe in the beginning he probably was a little more open to, it being an asset and kind of maybe even leaning towards letting it. But if you listen to the very last part of it, like the very last, like the judge sort of not giving his opinion, but kind of just like where he was at with it, he gave two scenarios where like he wanted the briefing on this from both of them, which Wes is not happy about. He was not wanting to do briefing on this, but and he basically gave the two scenarios. Like if it's this, then it's not. But if it's this, then this might have merit. But he wasn't as like surefire about it in the end as he was in the beginning. And I think it's because he didn't know. He's like, you're saying to a bankruptcy judge, you're talking to a bankruptcy judge and saying,
like he even admitted, I understand Ponzi schemes. I understand like that was his first example. And they were like, no, this isn't a Ponzi scheme. These aren't even assets that the debtor owns. And so,
Right.
like, I get
That's
that
the
he
whole
was
point.
starting to understand it, but I still think that he leans more towards the estate. And that may be because that he doesn't want to give up estate claims that could lead to the
Of course not.
the creditors.
Of course not. And I think like it was after Wes talked after the break, because Wes said something. Well, he asked him about briefing, and Wes said something, or Hardman, whatever his name is, said something about the cases that Wes brought up, and he was like, "You cited the cases, so you opened the door." And
yeah.
He says that, and so after they spoke is when he said, "I think this just convinced me to take you up on your supplemental briefing offer, or the briefing."
Yeah, because he didn't understand what was going on.
Nope.
Like, I still think that he's going to nominally side with the estate, but like, it was clear that he wanted additional briefing because, like, he did not.
I think
He
it
was
really
completely
depends.
lost.
It's going to depend on these briefs.
And I think, like, if I was still gaming, like, if I was like Anson and Virtu and Citadel, and I was still gaming for the full quash, knowing that I could probably still convince the judge to limit discovery, I would make the argument that, 2004 discovery, the way you made it sound, judges, they're trying to figure out litigation targets. That was their entire argument, litigation targets. They didn't know
already have them.
who that they exactly. And that clearly this should be treated like a pre-action discovery. Like pre-action
and that's
discovery.
what he's saying is like they're so far past the line of 2004.
Because pre-action discovery, as we learned from when, Midwit Mark went after FINRA, it's only for preserving evidence that may be needed to be preserved if it's imminent of being destroyed, or to identify litigation targets. And if they've already identified litigation targets, then
We don't get 2004.
what do we need here? You're going to get this discovery anyway, the legitimate way, through 45 in your own case. Now there's a sneaky way.
They're going to hit on the $11 million litigation funding too. He brought it up a couple of times.
There is one sneaky way, and I hate to breathe things into existence, but there's one sneaky thing that I thought of that Wes might try. So how in his cases they usually sue the market makers and all that, and then they like name John Doe's 1 through 10 or whatever, like the people that they think the market makers are working for, the brokers are working for. That's how they're going to try and get past that. Well, we've identified them, but we haven't identified their clients. We need this discovery to identify their clients, who they're working for.
Well, and I think, for me, I kind of like what I kind of hope happens is like, I'm glad he got past the motion to dismiss, and like, I hope they don't settle. I hope they take it all the way through.
Oh, I bet. Like, it's gotten to the point now where Wes is doing
because
this
his
so
game
often.
is to get them to settle. He doesn't want to go to trial.
Oh yeah, because it used to be that he did it.
Somebody needs to call him on his bluff.
It's that he used to do it so infrequently that it made sense to settle. But now Wes is seeing, all this meme stock stuff. There's so many companies. I'll just file all these lawsuits.
Every case he cited, Fountain was opposing counsel. Like, you're gonna seriously sit here and say that this is not targeted?
Yeah. Well, I also think that
you go after the same people over and over and over again.
And I think it's at the point where these companies are just like, whereas, Wes would file one of these lawsuits every now and then, and it's like, whatever, settle, get them out the door. Now it's like, how many of these have we been keeping track of over the past couple of years? It's at the point now, it's like, no, absolutely fucking not.
Well, now he's using third-party litigation funding. So
and I think that's his entire purpose.
You're basically selling this, right, as an investment.
Exactly. His entire purpose now, the reason why he started out in Sorrento and now he's doing this in Metamaterials, is he sees an easy way to get free money. Even if the lawsuit fails, he'll get paid by the bankruptcy. He will get paid for his litigation tactics. And it doesn't require him to, try and win in these civil cases. He can get paid through the bankruptcy.
He got loud at the end, though, and I was just like, keep talking.
So you think he will get it quashed, or he won't get it quashed?
I don't know that he get a full quash, but I think it gets severely narrowed, and I think then it'll
get narrowed.
It's going to be interesting when these briefs get filed on the docket, and I cannot wait to read them.
Yeah.
But, you know, having to prove, like, there's no amount of share intel or any other nonsense that's going to prove like that there was some sort of, you know, buyer-seller relationship between these three entities
Right.
and the company. And that was, I think, the big takeaway was that in all of the cases, right? Because you can say all of the fluffy words and say we got past the motion to dismiss and we got the discovery, but when you leave out the part where the discovery is only for the entity and the company and their, you know, any sales that happen between them, that changes it a lot. And that's it, that when that can't be proved, that's where the case fails, in my opinion. But I felt like that was the biggest takeaway. And so they may, I don't know that they get the 2004, maybe they have to refile under 45, because they did mention that what was the former judge's name?
Oh,
I forgot her name.
Yeah.
She put in there that they couldn't
modify
ask
the order. They said
that
she modified the order.
That they couldn't ask for documents, and they did it anyway.
No. They said that she modified the order so that they could ask for documents. And that's what the Rule 45 thing was for, to ask for documents. The 2004 was for examination. And then the
right.
45 was for
The
documents.
basically the big quibble over the Nevada law, over the Nevada like local court rules, was that they can ask for documents, but it has to follow Rule 45.
Right.
The procedural part of 45.
Right.
Right, specifically.
Right.
And they said
so under 2004, it's generally testimony, but under 2004, under the federal rules, you can ask for documents. The local rules in Nevada simply say that if you get 2004 discovery for documents, it has to abide by Rule 45.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's some protections under that anyway, but regardless, I don't know that they get this, you know, even the 160 days that they narrowed it down to for these people who are not targets.
Yeah.
I don't know that they get that. I think if they can't prove that there was a direct connection between these three entities and metamaterials, they're not going to get anything.
Well, they already got some things from NASDAQ.
Not from these three.
Not from these guys. Well,
right.
I think they did get some.
And NASDAQ is pushing back on them on something
how
as
they
well.
keep widening the scope.
Well, NASDAQ is pushing back because they used NASDAQ as an example of
that too.
Compliance.
I'm just saying, I don't know that they get it. Not if they can't show that.
So what do you guys think about
because like I was saying, like you can't say that these three are responsible for them not being able to raise money at the higher price.
I don't think that's what they're saying. I think they're
saying
they
are saying that.
Not that they're responsible. They already said, well, this is what they said, that they
It is a direct, he says that it is a direct correlation to their activity in the market.
Well, he said he doesn't know who the defendants are yet.
Platinum, he does.
Well,
Clearly he does.
Saying what he said.
But what I'm saying is that he's saying that those words literally came out of his mouth. That it's a direct correlation to
that. It could be that the company even went bankrupt because of them.
Because
of the manipulation of the trading.
Because of their market activity. That's what he's saying. And he's saying that he wants the information to basically prove that their market activity did this. That they're the reason why they couldn't sell at a higher price. That they're the reason why they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
When there is no direct connection between these three entities and Meta. Because them participating in a third-party market, like in Wes said it himself, there's a buyer and a seller. And the company can be the only seller. So they're just going to say, we never bought anything from them. We bought whatever we did in this stock, we did in the open market. Like we were not the buyer and they were not the seller to us.
I appreciate everyone's hair is on point. Oh, great! I'm glad someone doesn't mind that it's disappearing. And thanks for about the horns.
So that's what they're saying, and I think that's it's a valid argument, and it like how do you say like if Metamaterials was not the one on the sell side of that trade, every single trade that was ever made, how do you make that argument? Because me, you, Noisy, we could have shorted that thing in the open
We had
market.
meritorious claims before they even went bankrupt, allegedly.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is it could have been anyone. Like, you can't say like, and if we weren't in a direct transaction with Metamaterials, I don't know. I don't think it's as like great for them.
Easy, yeah.
Oh, I just don't think I don't think it's a grand slam for them. I don't.
Well, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that they're going to get some form of discovery. But anyway, moving on. So apparently we got an updated 10Q for the last quarter that was missing in
well, we still have more quarters missing.
Huh? Oh, well, yeah.
More quarters missing. But the last quarter of
2024.
Quarter 2024, really.
Yeah, we still got these quarters from this year. Sorry, I had to toss the ice before it melted. So was there anything new besides this company is fucked that we need to go over there?
I didn't even look at it. I'm just waiting for the 10K.
Okay. So
like, who
speaking
cares
of that,
about old 10K?
This is...
Well, what was Jen asking? Like, who's responsible for MMTLP? What was she saying?
I think she was asking why she's still having to wait on the...
Why the hell are all of us waiting? MMTLP is tied up with MMAT bankruptcy court because federal judges in Texas doesn't know what to do.
I think she still has to like file for
her cases.
Well, her cases stayed until after the bankruptcy.
Right. Well, it doesn't have to be stayed till after bankruptcy. She can ask I think like I would ask a lawyer, but my understanding from bankruptcy law is if your case is stayed, you need to request the Nevada court to release the stay.
So she said no right answers. MMAT bankruptcy doesn't know if MMTLP belongs there, and Texas court has no idea.
That's true.
And that's another thing, right? Like, so they included in their subpoenas, they included MMTLP.
Well, it sounded like the judge didn't really think that MMAT was part of it. Like, wasn't that platinum what you said from the hearings?
I don't think the judge has the first clue about this.
That's fair.
He has zero clue about what's going on, but he didn't realize, I don't think, because I don't know if anyone said it specifically that Metamaterials was the issuer of MMTLP. I mean, MMTLP literally Metamaterials Torchlight Preferred.
Right. And Torchlight was the issuer of MMTLP, correct?
What'd you say?
Torchlight was the issuer of MMTLP.
No. Metamaterials was.
But no, if you looked at the SEC filings, didn't they issue it before the merger?
Yes,
and
they did.
And
that was
and
part
then
of
Meta just simply grandfathered it in.
That's right.
After the reverse merger?
Yep.
That's right.
Oh,
It was part of the breakdown of they got however much Meta.
I do know some things about this from
I.
hanging around long enough.
But they got, a certain amount of Meta, and then they got the preferred share. But that preferred share came from Torch, not Meta.
All right. Well.
So that's the big confusion here. And so once that's settled, but like that's something I think that.
But then they spun that off.
Yeah.
Well, someone should tell West Christian and them all that because they're requesting information.
Right. Well, and I think that's.
Well, I think this is where the judge is like, what? And like these lawyers didn't even say like the ex-CEOs have been charged with market manipulation. I was like, why is nobody saying that? As Wes is flinging poo about market manipulation.
Yeah.
But I think it'll probably be in the briefings, but yeah.
I think it already was.
I'm really excited to read the briefings, basically. Is how that ended.
That's the entire mess of that situation. But I think as far as the stay is concerned, that's something that you're gonna have to ask the Nevada court to lift. From my personal non-legal opinion, go ask a lawyer. But yeah, I think that's
LA.
In LA.
In NV.
Oh,
yeah, and yeah,
got
not
it.
legal advice.
NLA. I thought you said in, like IN.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
I was
what I
like,
heard.
why does she need to go to LA? It's like, I'm so
So,
confused.
so did
Oh, I
you guys
can't
hear
with this girl.
Anna trades is fucking bombshell truth bombs about
No.
FINRA and
Yeah,
I
pretty sure
looked at
she's
all this
flipping
stuff.
out about the fact that they are connected to banks, which are something to do
I think
with
it's
like,
even dumber. No, I think it's even dumber than that. Okay, because if you look
Okay.
at all these entities that she's claiming about, like,
aren't they
first of all,
like pension plans or something?
one of them is the actual FINRA employee retirement plan. Are you fucking serious?
Right.
The others
she thinks,
are
she thinks
all
that's where they're
companies-
hiding all their MMTLB money.
Right.
Bomb.
And then one of them is a company that doesn't exist anymore from Slovenia called Nova FINRA. The other two are two Netherlands companies called FINRA Assets. I think what she did is she went to the site where you can get these LEI like numbers and just put in FINRA, and all the companies named FINRA popped up, and she's like, "Oh, they must be FINRA as well." And it's like, you are a dumb fucking bitch.
How do you even find this?
I figured it out. I found the site where you can get these LEI numbers. And I even backtracked the companies you mentioned. None of them are listed as having parent or child companies. So they're wholly independent companies that just have FINRA in the name. Because that's how dumb this bitch is. Like,
let's not call her a bitch.
Can I call her a cunt?
No. People call me that all the time.
Probably not.
Okay, I'll just call her dumb. Fine.
That's fine.
So, like, this, I guess I'm going to need to go over because apparently George Palacaris has been mentioning
what is
this.
MMTLP set a date?
Yeah, this is all with AI slop videos. So apparently I'm going to have to go through this like we did with Number One Cuck. And
Is this Rare DV site?
Uh-huh.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So anyway.
Hold on, I have a question. So if Metamaterials, MMTLP, was issued by Torchlight, and then Metamaterials did the reverse merger with Torchlight, isn't Metamaterials technically Torchlight? Like, isn't that still the issuer, or no?
Yes, but because I guess this is kind of weird since
I'm like really
Metamaterials basically
too late
inherited and grandfathered in the assets from Torchlight. I guess theoretically you could say Metamaterials is the issuer, but technically Torchlight is.
But technically,
because Metamaterials
technically Torchlight changed their name to Metamaterials.
Correct, because it's the successor and merger.
Do they have the same issuer number?
Yeah, because if you look at the Metamaterials issuer on Edgar, it goes all the way back to Torchlight. This is why the information was illegally incorrect, because it went back to 2012 when they first, did the reverse merger with the Pulte company.
The stripper pole company.
Pulte, perfect.
No, we'd have to look that up because.
Yeah, whatever.
Because it's going to follow the security, and the security was issued by Torchlight, right?
The successor and merger is
Torchlight just changed their name to Metamaterials. You see what I'm saying? So that's
they
why
issued new Metamaterials stock.
So
is the QSIP the same?
Well, Berta said he got the QSIP just so people could put it into their accounts.
So there's different QSIPs
from Torch,
right? Yeah. So was the?
I don't know. This conversation is stupid. We should just talk about this.
Yeah.
Was the preferred stock issued under Torch?
We can do a whole live stream probably on this
hard.
nonsense.
Was the Torch? Was the preferred stock issued under the Torch QSIP, and then Metamaterials issued their new stock under?
You have no idea how much I have left.
Oh God, because it's already 11:30.
I've been up since 5:50.
Let's move on.
What we have left, but
let's just move on from that.
So
I'll find out that answer.
Yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow.
So have you guys heard about the Andrew Left suing Anson Funds and how every shitco CEO apparently thinks that this means that they're winning?
Congratulations, guys.
First of all, I think this lawsuit is really weird because wouldn't this be stuff that you'd be presenting in your criminal case rather than starting a whole new lawsuit?
Depends, because like me and Ocelot were talking about this yesterday, and part of DOJ's case is definitely talking about how Andrew Luft was behind Anson Funds making like the fake receipts through the third party type of thing. And what Andrew Luft is saying here is that it wasn't his idea, it was their idea to do that, and then they put it on him. And that was part of the SEC's case.
Right.
And the
but you would sue them afterwards, and you present this in your current case to get the charges on, at least on that item, dropped. Because there's several things they sued him over, right? Or they filed
the
criminal
DOJ
charges.
or
The criminal charges, the criminal complaint.
Yeah, but one of the things that they definitely talked about was this anonymous
being paid. Yeah, being paid for it is changes
shit.
the game, right? Like that changes a lot.
And they're trying to say that he was behind it rather than them doing it because of conflict of interest and all this other crap is what Andrew Luft was
they
claiming.
didn't want to catch SEC charges. They would rather.
And they didn't. Apparently they just got like some cease and desist and they just paid a fine and then that was it.
Yep.
And then the DOJ did nothing to them.
Look, if he's telling the truth, I think
I'd bring it up.
Then you file the case. Absolutely.
So it's been a long time.
And by the way, I think Andrew Luft's a shitbag, but I also think if they're lying, then
they're all shitbags.
They're all shitbags. But like if you're lying and then catching criminal charges for it, you bring the case.
So it's been a long time since we've had Frank Ness be a subject on this.
And that is not even what he said at all. X Market News tweeted this shit out too. You have the clip because he has.
Give me 1 second. Let me get out of the mouth of what their claim is. Their claim is that apparently that Trump is hinting at cracking down on illegal short sellers because of a comment that he made at the Asian Group Summit, and I actually have the actual statements he said.
Oh, there you go.
Because, like, what is it about people lying about things that are recorded and you can go to the actual statements the person said?
They're just banking on people not watching it.
Or not reading past the title.
A couple of years older than you, just a couple of years. But, in the old days, when you announced good news, the stock market went up. You announced good news, the stock market would go up. Now, when you announce good news, the stock market goes down because people say, "Oh, that's terrible. You're doing well. That's terrible. Interest rates will go up." So they think because of that, interest rates will go up because that.
This is such an economically illiterate, like fucking.
Buy the rumor, sell the news. Sorry, you don't like it.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but like
it's all priced in. Tell them
it's all priced in.
Well, not just that, but just like interest rates going up. Like he's talking about the things that we've talked about on the show. If the economy's doing fine, then interest rates should stay where they are or go up because it's growth and it's inflation and growth expectations. Why would you buy U.S. Treasuries if you can get a better return in the market? It's just this is the person we have as a president. He's not that bright. Also, someone we haven't seen on the show in a while, Midwit Mark. Did you see his he's filing for certiorari with the Supreme Court?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys happen to read the underlying case?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's one of his favorite. It's one of his favorite kind of cases to take. The kind of cases where I think both parties are shitbags. He just happens to be representing one of the shitbags. So this is one of his favorite ones where Shitco Company is suing the Death Spiral Finance, company that they took money from.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost in the district court and appealed to the circuit court. And the Second Circuit Court of Appeal said that no, the Death Spiral financing contract is not void for violating federal law, because even though under the SEC regulations that say that if you sell a bunch of shares, it makes you a market maker, basically, because you're, creating a market for these shares, which is how they're trying to regulate these, death spiral finance companies by basically saying that if you're in the business of, buying shares via the warrants and then selling them into the open market, it makes you a broker dealer. The Second Circuit Court of Appeals said that is not technically under the contract void for a violation of federal law, because just because the contract says that in lieu of you paying back their debt issuance in cash, they can take shares. Nothing says that they have to sell the shares. They can just hold on to the shares. So because it doesn't say that they can execute and take the convertible notes and, take the shares, it doesn't say that they then have to sell them. Therefore, the contract does not explicitly say that they must violate the law. Therefore, it cannot be voided for being a violation of federal law. Therefore, you cannot void the contract, eat a bag of dicks. I hope that didn't go over everyone's heads too far. Because it's very niche thing. It's but you didn't specifically word for them to break the law. Therefore, it's, you can't void the contract. That's really ruining Mark's day. And that's why that he is appealing to the Supreme Court. Best of luck in your senior year trying to get certiorari out of the Supreme Court of the United States. Not likely to happen. I get the feeling they're dealing with other more major issues. What do you guys say?
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Our next section is one of our new
Your first
stocks.
Dr. Trump.
One of our new meme stocks to follow. That is Strategy, or is it still called MicroStrategy? I just know it's been shortened to Strategy.
It's not MicroStrategy. But I don't think they've changed. They haven't changed the ticker, but yeah, he's changed the name.
Reported 2.8 billion profit in Q3. I hate now that the SEC lets you mark to market crypto transactions and count them as earnings, because that's so they didn't make an actual profit. In fact, if Bitcoin dropped by the same amount, they'd have to mark that as a loss.
Indeed, that is how it's going to work.
And it's just so silly. I don't like it. This one is really funny. Strategy. It's talking about the different buys that they've done. I can't fathom why you'd be bearish the company. Well, I have the answer of why you'd be bearish the company.
Right.
Because it has to pay down the preferred shares. It has to pay down all these other obligations. The only way to do that is via dilution.
Right.
I don't know. Oh, did you see that?
People think
Michael Saylor has taken the GameStop line from some of the people like that you keep clapping at, Platinum, about how convertible debt isn't debt.
People think it's debt. It's convertible debt. It's unsecured, no recourse. What that means, Ron, is that Bitcoin could go from $100,000 to $1,000. The debt's not getting called. There is no recourse. Bitcoin can go to.
Oh, he's doing even worse than I thought. He's basically saying if they go bankrupt, they can't take it from me, eat a bag of dicks. Wow, that's even worse than I thought.
Well,
imagine being a debt holder and hearing him say that.
They never planned on paying the debt off with Bitcoin. It doesn't say that anywhere. They only plan on paying things off with stock.
With equity.
So I don't even know what this conversation is about.
Oh my goodness.
And obviously, if it comes down to it, the assets are going to go to the debt holders. Hello.
Yeah. Even if it's unsecured, in liquidation, if there's money to give to the unsecured creditors, they're just lower down on the stack. You're still getting it. Right. This is. He's been saying that the whole time. Well, he's a fucking idiot if he has been.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that video is a little old.
A little old. Wow. Well, that was new
maybe
to
it's
me.
not. And maybe he's just saying the exact same thing, right?
Maybe,
that he's been
just
saying,
repeating
because
himself.
I am pretty sure I commented about how he never planned on selling Bitcoin to pay off the debt ever, anyways. So what's the point of saying what he's saying?
I think this is stupid what he was saying in 2020, I guess, that he's retweeting now, saying that MicroStrategy decided after seeing how Michael Saylor was doing his Bitcoin thing. No. Let's not get this twisted. Michael Saylor made the company buy Bitcoin to pump his fucking bags. Let's get that fucking straight. I apparently, what was it here? Which one? All right, let me see here. Yeah, I can't remember what rating agency. I want to say it was S&P rated their bonds.
Yeah, I think it was preferred shares. I think.
Yeah, they're preferred shares. That's right. I don't know how you rate them anything other than, well, I suppose you're rating the preferred shares, not the equity. So I guess you can rate it higher than an F. But yeah, he says here, this is from Progressive Libertarian. MicroStrategy getting rated for its preferred stock isn't a bad thing. It's not the game changer Maxis make it out to be. The dividends still have to be paid from new equity issuance, which caps both the supply and the demand. Yep. I found this one kind of funny. Like, is this like opposite day? Like, BAM Investor is saying that MicroStrategy may crash and retest to 28. Like, is this fucking
MicroStrategy?
Is this fucking opposite day?
$28.
Is this like opposite day? Like I
as
guess
early as
broken
2026 or as late as 2027. Wow, what a time!
What a time window.
Is it always like the most ridiculous time windows?
Oh,
could happen.
Did you see his most recent disclaimer? Like after his whole trying to say that, the Dow is going to go down, and then the Dow just keeps rallying.
Oh, yeah.
And then he has his new disclaimer here about how, not financial advice because I've suffered traumatic brain injury.
Oh,
no, he didn't.
Yes, he did. I also take into account when reading my post that I have suffered traumatic brain injuries playing football or when crashing my bike after launching over a 6 feet tall ramp over garbage cans and crashing into concrete without a helmet.
Oh my god.
Like, this is even worse than Soika talking about how he needs to take his mushroom tea to help his brain trauma from doing MMA. Like, save me. This is so funny. But I think it's a great transition. If we're talking about BAM, we have to move on to AMC. You remember when I talked about him filing that writ of mandamus? I guess he paid his $200 because here's his writ of mandamus in the Fifth Circuit. He just won't stop.
This dude has no quit.
Nelson?
He does not have any quit.
Not BAM.
No.
Nelson Willis, yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, Nelson Willis. I have a theory on this because, as we will soon discover later, Mr. Softsit Ethan has returned from his privating his X account to start rah-ing the troops again. I think they figured out that Nelson Willis is their last hurrah because, hey, Platinum Amy, what's the statute of limitations on civil claims for fraud?
Isn't it 2 years?
Mm-hmm. 2 years. 2 years from when you discovered it, or fraud. 5 years total from the point it actually happened. So, okay. Hey, Amy, when did APE get created?
Wasn't it August 22?
Mm-hmm. And when did you plausibly be what is the best timeline you could give these fuckers as to when they'd be aware of the scheme that was APE and conversion?
I mean, I called it out about 3 minutes after you announced it. So
no. Well, I mean, the best. Like what's the best timeline to give them the best chance to still have?
Maybe the reverse split or something.
The Delaware lawsuit.
Okay.
So that ended in August of 23. So
they're past it.
Yeah. So Nelson trying to convert his claims like he did in the district court into a lawsuit about all that stuff, this is why he's still fighting this. And this is why I think I agree with you, Amy, that Ethan's still helping him with this, because any future lawsuit they have is dead. So they got to keep this alive by any means possible, because they have no claims anymore.
Come up with the $450K to pay a lawyer?
No.
No shit.
Nope. Uh-oh. I got to get rid of a bot. Bye. And also on the Twitch side, goodbye. Anyway.
Goodbye.
Nice knowing you. Also, speaking of the good old days of the ape conversion, all this, and the yes and no voters, it's back again. We have all the same crazies. You got Soika arguing about here. We've got,
You're basically
of course,
number
one cock. This is the most hilarious thing here. The only reason you would get a proxy statement on this and post it is that you still have shares. How? After all of this shit, do you still have shares? Like,
well, you only need one.
The shares?
No, he hasn't sold any, as far as I am aware. And he's got votes. Like, this is the most hilarious thing ever. I made the joke. I'm pretty sure it's down here somewhere. Not on this one. How about on? Yep. No. Oh yeah, and of course he's still like, oh yeah, all the buddies are together. Like his little desperate conspiracy to connect Adam.
Who's the guy in the middle?
Isn't that Bernie Madoff?
No, it's Black from fuck.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Apollo.
Nobody knows.
I can't remember.
Leon Black.
Yeah, Leon Black. Yeah. So that desperate conspiracy attempt that he does. Here's my post. The fact that you are still in AMC and can't read a balance sheet, it just proves that Adam Aaron is cucking your portfolio. Like, that is my new definition for any of the no voters still holding on to AMC at this point. You just are a cuckold, and you're sitting in the corner and watching Adam Aaron, fuck your portfolio, and you just kind of enjoy that. That is your kink. Just admit it, please, at this point, because any other rational person would have sold their AMC shares and bought like VU or VTI or some company that actually makes money. If you are still in AMC at this point and you're a no voter, you are just a cuckold to Adam Aaron. And by the same extent, if you're a yes voter and still in AMC at this point and still promoting this dilution in the hopes to get your money back, you're just Adam Aaron's little pay pig. You will do anything for Adam Aaron. You will pay any bill for him in the sunk cost fallacy that you will get money back. You are just his little pay pig. That's the entire situation boiled down to in AMC at this point. Like this one I also found was stupendously funny. Before I think this might be the last of dealing with AMC, but I find it funny that he's bitching about Adam Aaron's pay when, dude, bro, weren't you like promoting Mullen? What was David Michery's salary during this whole time?
It's supposed to be 50 million, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't hear you. Audio's breaking up.
Oh, can you hear me?
No.
Yeah. So like,
yes, it was 50 million.
This is the funniest thing I think about about BAM and why if you can't understand that BAM is just a hustler, like here's your sign right here. He's given out about Adam Aaron's pay, yet he'll promote someone like David Michery and the scam known as Mullen now, or the artist formerly known as Mullen that's now called, Bollinger Motors. So It's like, I don't even, we also gotta get in our Baggy Travis sighting really quick.
Perfect.
I do
way
like
to get
John.
those short sellers, buddy.
Oh yeah,
the short sellers are gonna really hate when he raises the float to over $1 billion.
Oh yeah,
it'll be the worst day ever for the short sellers.
And then and don't forget the fact that if he issues too hard and the stock goes below $1 and they need to reverse split again, like there's Like what? They're trading about like three
That's
bidding.
that's in the proxy.
Mm-hmm. I just want to briefly, this is AMC adjacent. I'm going to say before I get into this, and I'll explain a little further, there are a lot of YouTube channels that I used to follow that I've since learned to stop following them because their air of professionalism is turned into an opportunity by them to just grift their viewership. And I'll leave it at that for now.
We were hitting multi-thousand gram silver intercepts over, 20 to 80 meters. I mean, staggering numbers. It was a wonderful, wonderful moment. Eric Sprott, our largest shareholder, has put in 110 million US since June in 3 different tranches. And this last financing he led with a $50 million order. We now have plenty of cash for the next 3 or 4 years.
Hi. So have you guys ever followed Wealthion? Don't.
Yes. Oh, okay. No problem.
Well, at least in my opinion. Like, if you're going to promote the, like, literal junior minor shitco that is, well, I mean, it's a whole interview here. But, like, there's not many hardball questions coming at any point during this entire interview for Diana Garrett.
Maybe I am confusing Wealthion because it's a different guy that does it. So
yeah, well, yeah, it is a different guy, but he's doing the interviews here. Like, it is Wealthion. We can click through here and
the silver pays so much.
Videos. I bet he's like in here because I know exactly who you're talking about, the normal interview guy that does this.
Yeah, there's another guy, and I thought he was pretty good, but this doesn't look like.
Yeah, it looks like they've added a bunch of stuff since then because I know the guy who you're talking about that used to do the interviews on here. I know it's the same site because I was subscribed, but now they're doing a lot of, I guess, clickbait. We're gonna, promote Shill Central and, hey, even more reason. Grant Cardone, hey, how you doing there? Grifter Supreme. Yeah. Like I said at the beginning, there's a lot of channels now that I'm finding out that they are cashing in on the, credibility that they have garnered over years of being reasonable people to basically scam their viewership. And so, yeah, I unsubscribed from them this week. So get fucked.
Yeah.
I hate to be that kind of person, but like if that's the route you want to go, then I will move on. We'll bring in Platinum again for our normal GameStop update. So this week there was a bit of tweeting between the White House and GameStop over the console wars, wasn't it? And then it turned into a bunch of other nonsense memes meant to basically co-promote is what it looked like. It was really weird. Maybe you can elaborate on that a little bit.
That's it.
That's it.
You got it.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. We don't want
right.
to linger on that at all. I don't blame you because some of this stuff was absolutely dumb. Oh yeah, I forgot. We also got the meme stock promoters jumping in on this. Like this post, if you think the White House, the president should invest. Would you like GameStop to become a Trump meme stock as well as a meme stock, Platinum?
No, but I mean Ryan Cohen probably would.
Then of course we got Spence here giving out about the price in GameStop and about how any other stock, the White House or Trump, even jokes about. Okay, first of all, Intel was not a joke, and as much as I think that buying into Lithium America company was a joke, it wasn't a joke. It was an actual investment.
Yeah.
So like Spence here being Spence and an absolute fucking idiot. Like this was literally a meme. It was an internet joke. That's why it pumped and then dumped really hard. Back down to what it finished at the end of the week, like 22 about Platinum.
I don't remember. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's
But-
late. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like this, like, oh my goodness. Let's see if there's anything to just head into the final wrap.
Like
oh,
he
yeah.
ends this with just a week ago, Beyond was 160% short interest. Like that's also not
I know we're not going to get to the lawsuit today. Maybe we'll get to it another time. But did you see the lawsuit from a former Mullen employee?
Yeah, I saw Michelle CPA was tweeting about this.
Yes. Basically, it was a whistleblower complaint that turned into a lawsuit for, I believe, back wages and a couple other things here. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick and we can just take a glance. What were the claims? Count 1, fraudulent misrepresentation. Oh, that's count 5. Whoopsies. So count 1 is breach of employment contract. Count 2 is violating Michigan whistleblower law. Count 3 is violation of California whistleblower law because this is, diversity jurisdiction. Mullen is in California. He resides in Michigan. So we're going to decide which one of those matter. Violation of California's labor code. Fraudulent misrepresentation and fraudulent inducement because basically Mishry lied about the pay that he was going to get. And that's it. So yeah, that'll be interesting to follow. As soon as I saw this lawsuit go out, it's like, I don't know if Mullen's going to make it to my joke date of September 29.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What was mine? March?
I
remember what my date was.
So
March,
this one,
March
I
26.
believe you had the lead on Platinum.
Oh yeah, they're appealing. That's it.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't think it'll go very far.
I don't think so either.
Quick wrap up as we head into the into stupid tweet of the week. Mass dilution from Quantum Biopharma. It looks like they're going to be
Oh, shocking. Isn't that what he's hired for?
$21 million.
$21 million.
Yeah, a little over 21 million in Class B shares. So
Rip
get
to
ready
the share
for that
price.
one.
Good night.
Also,
Sorry,
more.
Kevin's.
Yeah, Kevin's
investors.
investors are not going to be making back any of that money anytime soon. I think that's pretty clear.
Shouldn't they have done an ATM a long time ago, like when he was pumping it up to 30?
I know, right? You would think
Wasn't he
that would
put
make
on the
sense.
board of advisors and able to get them to the point where they can do an offering?
Well, I thought that his pay was supposed to rely on
the $7 million.
I thought it was supposed to rely on I forget, like him, whatever.
It was something to do with them, like I think putting out an offering. I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought so
know.
too. I like
That was that
upsizing the
GNS?
offering or something.
Yeah.
I think part of that might have gone sideways for him because of the whole,
Market manipulation.
Yeah, or just fucking over his investors. We also have more paid promotion going on. Apparently, there's been a lot of rapid 6Ks coming out, updating financial information with QNTM. I tend to agree with Matt's assumption that like a lot of their stuff they had just been putting on the Canadian CEDAR and not been updating Edgar. And this is just like, oopsies. I think this is also a lot of the stuff they've been getting in trouble for. The
regulation issues.
Yeah.
Yep, that would be a regulation issue right there.
Also, speaking of which, hey guys, could it be that Kevin Malone might have sold some of his shares?
Well, how many does he have now?
He says he's down to 90K after his top holding was 104K. So shaving 14K. I don't know at what price and what kind of loss he took on that, but
What did he say? I believe he's restricted from selling the 90K shares, which means he sold every share that wasn't restricted. Why are they restricted?
Well, they were supposed to be locked up for 4 months and a day.
Do you have a vesting period?
4 months and a day.
From?
Whenever I got them. I forget when it was.
So that would have been like June, right? Depending on which ones.
Yeah, something.
Well, right, but
So
he wasn't supposed
so
to get
it's
the shares. Maybe he wasn't supposed to get the shares until they. I don't know. We'd have to go back and
so the
look.
lockup probably ended this month. Get ready for the dump, guys.
Super dump. I mean, lots of.
Yeah, but was he going to sell them at a loss? I mean, he was buying this shit at like $32.
No, these are the ones he really get. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't buying. He was buying with his
What about all of
clients'
his
money.
clients?
Nah.
Fuck them.
They better stop asking questions. That's what. He doesn't have time for that. Okay.
He has to have been selling those all the way down. He doesn't have to disclose that.
Which ones? The clients?
The clients.
There's
There's no way he's still holding all of those clients. Like this shares. No way.
Well, he reported
his clients would not be his clients anymore if he was buying at 32 and now it's trading at $11.
Okay, that's just that.
Okay, first of all, they're clients of his, so I think the bar is low in terms of what they're looking for.
Well, surely they're looking to not lose all their money.
You would think.
You would think, but if you thought that, then they wouldn't have picked Kevin Malone.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So Anna's trades on the back, like full circle, started with her. Now we're kind of ending with her, talking about all the stuff trading in the dark pools on OTC with Fannie and Freddie, and how Pulte needs to do something about this, even though he can do fucking nothing about this.
Yeah, good luck with that, sis.
Oh, are you just getting ready for sharing stupid tweet? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had anything to add to that.
No. Just, stop counting on Pulte to help you in any way. Any of you should stop counting on Pulte to help you in any way.
We also have last thing here, Intel price target raised by Barclays from 25 to 35. So there's some of these companies that I know Bank of America is still at 25, but a lot of the price ranges seem to be 35 to 30 right now. So
Right, because they're factoring in the government dumping, but I don't think they will.
Yeah. Okay. So it is stupid tweet of the week time. So I will go ahead and pull up Amy's first.
Big news. Big breaking news that you're about to hear on the show first.
Oh boy.
Beyond. Roaring Kitty is on board. Holy fuck. Shorts are going to be jumping off roofs all weekend. So, wait. So, if you take a look here, he believes that he's looking at a deep fucking value tweet, and he's actually on the deep fucking value Reddit board.
Awesome.
So that's not Roaring Kitty. That is a Reddit board. The person who posted this is altruistic big 6459.
Amazing.
But this person doesn't know how to read Reddit, and yeah, not Roaring Kitty.
Wow, amazing. Do you have yours platinum, or do you want me to go?
You can go because I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. So mine,
it was a toss up between two, but the second one was going to come with a lesson. So
this one I found because it was reposted for some reason to the AMC zone, but
what is it? What are you laughing at?
Unmasking Cayman Islands shell network and short-selling hedge funds, Citadel offshore veil, and sector-wide risks to market integrity and tax enforcement. From Superstonk, of course. Oh,
is that
Federal
it?
Bureau of Investigation, Exchange Commission, Department of Justice. Now, this is nothing that happened. This is an entire, LARP of someone pretending that there's some government investigation.
By the FBI?
Yeah, from an agent that doesn't fucking exist, dated Friday, and just all the, it's literally.
This is fake?
Oh, yeah. It's literally like an SCP level, like, investigation thing that's so fucking hilarious.
Wow. Did Ava tell them about it? This is how they found it. I guarantee you. MMTLP is going to be posting the same shit.
How do you get 2.9K likes? 5, like, oh my Jesus Christ. But, like, this is an entire LARP. This is an entire LARP. An AI hallucination. I don't doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Please write me a meme stock fanfic chat GPT. Oh my goodness. Sounds just like, I mean, yeah.
Don't they all?
Like, I don't feel like we should sit here and read the whole thing, but it's so obvious that this
no,
was just like manufactured
I will not.
from fucking. Okay. So you ready to go, Platinum?
Yeah, let me figure out how to share this. I just sent it to my what if I put it in Discord?
Discord, I can.
Even what if it's a photo?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
I'll just have to download it.
Because I did a screenshot of it because it was so dumb.
So dumb you thought they were gonna like delete it out of embarrassment.
Well, no, I can't follow them because I'm well, not that I'd want
Oh, yeah, I immediately see who it is, and I know exactly why.
So this one was complaining. Oh, it says unable to share screen. He was complaining about Ryan Cohen. Like his main tweet was like,
1 second here. I'll get
here's a sentiment as a person holding GME for half a decade and BBBY from the time you got in. The majority of your shareholders are at a breaking point. We've held through your inane tinfoil, your obnoxious Nepo baby messengers, and you call
did I
us
put the wrong one up first?
traitors. No. Fuck you, Ryan Cohen. And then someone else replied to him.
Oh, here
like,
it is.
Go back.
1 second. Here we go.
There's
Here's
that.
the sentiment as the majority of your shareholders. Yeah, and then you said okay, so it's this long rant here, and
blah blah blah. But then somebody replied to him, and they said, "Yeah, if we get like 20 to 30 USD for each BBBY share, I would consider it a failed investment. I believe it'll be a lot more. That doesn't excuse the endless bullshit tinfoil hype put out and encouraged by a retarded CEO for 5 years and counting, with barely any return on investment.
What?
In short, right? In short, still fucking us despite mountains of evidence, yet no action against them. 500 to 700 plus USD waterfall is, yeah, totally.
I mean, this and this kind of goes back to like my other like super tweet of the week contender. It's this person who's been hyping BBYQ like crazy, and all it says is, "I want my money back." Like, I have a big news break for you guys.
You ain't getting shit.
This is not fucking Target. Like, whatever money you gave the market, you are not owed shit for it.
There are no returns.
There are no returns, and you don't get your money back. Like, read your brokerage, right? Like, I mean, the risk involved in being in the stock market is on you and you alone, and nobody owes you anything, and nobody's giving you a refund. So, say with MMTLP, you got your Expert hydrocarbon shares. That's all you're gonna get. And like, I'm so like, I want my money back, or all we did was buy a stock. No, you bought a bankrupt stock, and you continue to buy that bankrupt stock even after the company told you they were filing a Form 15 and that the stock was going away. Okay,
and you were going to lose all your money.
So
if you thought 20
was my stop loss, or NextBridge is our stop loss, right? So you're going to hold it through this spinoff that they said in a filing very clearly that we are not paying you a dividend. We have no intentions of this trading. And like fucking, you don't get your money back. There's no return policy here. You put your money into this bullshit and you lost your money, period.
So anyway, same policy as usual. If you're on YouTube, you can vote in the poll. If you are on Rumble, Twitter, or Twitch, it is by voice vote in the chat. Twitch, as always, is our tiebreaker vote because they are our ape shareholders. Yeah. Any final thoughts for this week of abject stupidity, Platinum, Amy?
Yeah, she's tired. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Not really.
Amy wins.
No.
No?
At least
Remember
unless we get some different votes on the YouTube side.
The 8 vote wins.
Not wins. It breaks ties. Because otherwise, then why would I have a vote on the other channels?
Okay, well then who wins?
Platinum with 2 votes on YouTube.
Whoa. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sears.
We need more voters from the chats, the other chats.
Yeah, I know, right? Come on. I know there's plenty of people who watch on X. Come on.
Just
Come on,
comment.
Twitter. Vote for me.
Yeah. So anyways, we will catch you guys later. I hope you had a happy Halloween, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Good night.